Whew, okay. Oops, I forgot to change the freaking height. Okay. Good. Ohayoko. Good morning, Foxtrots and Tomoyoko Tachi. Welcome to Shrine Talk episode 6, featuring special guest here, Meeri. Kindly introduce yourself.
Ohayou gozaimasu, minasan. No, I'm kidding. Hey, I'm Meeri. I own a casino, and I like to play video games online. Thank you so much for having me, Yoko.
Thanks for making the time to be my guest. Especially because of
No, thanks for inviting me.
especially because of our time differences. It's definitely something I have to contend with every time. Not just for Shrine Talk, but for collabs and stuff. Alright, so the topic for this episode is casual versus competitive gaming. And just to give Patka gising, it's 9 a.m. I slept on time last night. Pucha Freaklestar, what time did Mariva sleep? Please tell me she got sleep. Anyway, so yeah, the topic for today is casual versus competitive gaming, and the reasoning for that is I did tune in on Miri's stream when she participated in a charity R6 Siege tournament with Vault and other VTubers. And I noticed something very interesting while watching. Like, there was a very passionate spectator that was calling out Miri's team for how they were playing. So I thought this makes for a good topic. Like, it's not the first time. It's not the first time I have encountered that kind of spectator. Like, I see it in a lot of games, but usually esports centric games. So I thought I should really talk about this. So I also thought, like,
bathing in salt.
It's not really about the salt, but it's more really of like expectations, so to speak. But yeah, let me briefly share the goals for today's stream. So I want to discuss the environment of casual versus competitive gaming. And Meeri and I are gonna share our opinion on which is more important and why. Explain how both fit the landscape of the gaming industry, and explain what exactly is the role of casual and competitive gaming. We'll also share our favorite competitive gaming moments, or our favorite competitive game genres, I guess, and games. And the core goal is really to help you viewers to understand the discourse surrounding casual and competitive gaming. Okay, and before we continue, please do not hesitate to ask questions anytime. I'll entertain them during the intermission and the outro. So yeah, don't hesitate. Alright. So, first question. Meeri, how would you define casual and competitive gaming?
Oh dear. So, this is a tough one. But pretty much casual gaming, I obviously feel like there's like a percentage of people like that get into things. Like, I feel like there's not a lot of people who like the cutting edge of wanting to get better and better in games, so they would fit under the casual category. That I feel like it's really common, and those who get really competitive are people who have fun with this game and want to take it to the next level, and liking the they like the aspect of getting good, I guess is a way to word it.
Good.
Getting good.
Oh, that's a very straightforward way to look at it, and yeah, that is correct. If I were to define casual and competitive gaming, I would define casual gaming literally in one word: fun. That's it. That's pretty much it. When you play a game strictly for fun, like, you don't really care about the outcome, of a game. And not even, it doesn't even have to be esports games. It can be single player games even. You can be very casual about, like, I don't give a crap what majority of the internet says. You don't have to get good to play any Souls game or any difficult game. You can still play those games for fun and have fun. Like, you can die over and over again, totally fine, and still have fun. There's nothing wrong with that. And I'm pretty sure Meeri can kind of relate because you have been streaming Nioh 2 recently.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Which is, by all metrics, not an easy game to play. I have played it. I have played the PC version of that, and yeah, it's not easy, but it's still hella fun. The amount of things you can do and the tools they give you is really, really fun. Competitive, yeah.
Oh, so yeah, no, I 100% get it. But I'll go in and let you finish. Sorry.
Yeah, it's alright. It's alright. As for competitive gaming, not to say that you cannot have fun when you're playing competitive games, but when you're playing a competitive game, the goal really is to win. So I wouldn't say that your only goal is to win, but the main goal really is to win. Like, the outcome is something that you really care about and you prioritize even over fun, so to speak.
Oh, see, that's the weird thing, right? Is like that's how it is, but I feel like how it should be if you genuinely want to get better at games in general. Yeah, you should 100% care about the outcome of the game, but at the same time, you should care about the mistakes you actually make throughout the competitive game you're playing. You know, so think of it like self-criticism. Is that a thing? But like, you know, you're being very careful and observant on the mistakes you're doing. Or even so, just recording yourself playing and seeing what you're doing wrong when you're playing the video back. You know.
Totally, I do that all the time when I play Tekken 7. I take every loss as a lesson. So in a sense, you did very well define my definition of competitive gaming over there. Like, every loss is a lesson, every victory is a goal. But yeah, like I mean, if you wanna know how to win, sometimes you gotta learn how to lose.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. Okay, question number 2. Which do you engage yourself in more, casual or competitive gaming?
Oh dear. Had this question been like 3 years ago, my answer would be competitive gaming. But ever since then, I'd say casual with a grain of sweat. You know what I mean by that?
With a grain of sweat. Oh,
with a grain of sweat.
Totally. I understand the vibe in your tone because I'm like, oh no, this is my general mood. Casual with a grain of sweat. Oh my god. Totally.
Yeah, no. The reason I say this is in my Twitch bio it does mention my I guess kind of past with competitive gaming, but I also want to add that there was a time I technically got into like the actual competitive scene. So like maybe like, well, I was coaching technically and like watching over my team and stuff. I had like a little Overwatch team. Ooh. That was like kind of I want to call it semi-pro. They weren't like pro, but it was like pretty high up there. And I technically had enough game knowledge to, you know, coach this team, and I was offered, so he was like, yeah, sure, why not, dude? You know? But I used to be really heavy into competitive gaming. So much so, like, I used to have an obsession with, like, esports and stuff. Ooh. But now I'm just, wait, am I allowed to curse?
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't give a flying fuck, dude. Competitive gaming sucks 80% of the time, and it depends if the company of the game actually cares about the game that they are doing.
That is such a mood. When you said I have a little Overwatch team, like in my head immediately. Here, you have my condolences. So much. You have my condolences. You have so much. You have so much love and passion for the game, but the developers are just consistently shitting on your on your team and your love for the game sucks.
Oh yeah,
Freaking
so much
sucks.
that I quit.
Like, I'm pretty sure currently, like, this has been for a long time, but the Smash community has always been at the mercy of Nintendo. But especially now, when Nick All-Stars Brawl came out, and literally the first major, like, physical contact tournament in Super Smash Con, the devs were like, here, have 10,000 bucks to your prize pool. I'm like, huh? A developer actually supporting a community-driven tournament? Nani? So yeah, I mean, Hungry Brox made a video about that, and literally the title of his video was Nick All-Star Developers Doing What Nintendo Don't. I'm like, oh, ouch, that's an oof right there. Like, you can objectively say that there are flaws in the game of Nick All-Stars. Like, a lot of characters are straight up broken. The music is not particularly great, and the lack of voice lines does make for a very weird experience, especially if you've been playing Smash games before. Doesn't even have to be competitive, but just playing Smash games or even fighting games. Like, the lack of lines or grunts is just like, this is a bit off. But the fact that the developers 100% support the community, that I think the community is like, well, play your game. The fact that you support tournaments like this, yeah, totally. We'll play your freaking game.
I mean, to be fair, on Nintendo's end, it kind of makes sense why over the years, why they don't really like. For example, with Melee, way back when, they don't give a shit. Is like, if you think about like the amount of shit, like, I am so sorry to like shit on a fandom, but the amount of shit you see from competitive Smash players back then on like the forums,
it was really bad.
Yeah, it was so bad. Like, half of the time, I was wondering if like they were just typing with their toes on a keyboard, dude. How could you say things like that?
Don't forget the crab incident. Do not forget the crab incident.
Yeah.
That hasn't happened before. And like, other fighting games have more contentious rivalries, and that was just HBox against Mango, and this was a time when any beef between the two was long dead. Like, Mango and HBox at the time, like, I'm not speaking for them, but I'm just speaking from a spectator's view. They didn't have that much of a beef anymore. Now, the fact that, they did have that much beef, a fan still was angry that HBox won with Puff enough to throw a crab. And again, just for you viewers out there, if you do look at the crab is quite sturdy, so to speak, and the spines on the body, it's quite dangerous if you get hit by that on the head, and worse, like on the eye. And
I love the fact you don't even question why this person had a crab in their pocket.
Yeah.
You don't even question it at this point.
Yeah, you don't question it at that point. The fact that the crab even is there is amazing, but what the heck? But I mean, like, when he did throw it, like, science mode, here we go. So the thing is, the crab wasn't thrown directly at HBox, because if it did, it would have definitely hit HBox somewhere on the chest from the angle that it was thrown. But because HBox was still on stage, so the person had to throw it upwards. Now, the thing here, the reason why it's more dangerous that way is because gravity is just constantly increasing the speed of that crab as it goes down. So, the thing is, the angle as it was going to hit HBox's head, if it was just a little more to the right, it would have definitely hit HBox's head. But thankfully for HBox, it missed. But my god, the aftermath of that, HBox just, like, he can take the trash talk and whatnot, but actual BS like that, I'm pretty sure that is crossing the line. Hang on, Frinkle, so I'll bring up the link for you.
I also want to add that I think the reason why a lot of people don't like Hungrybox is literally just because the fact I don't know if he still plays the newest Smash competitively, but he is a Jigglypuff man, and
he does.
I'm pretty sure a lot of people like watching that because here's everyone else playing like Fox, Falcon, etc., you know?
It's
and then
very
there's
ironic.
Jigglypuff.
It's also why I, in particular, I'm not very fond of the Smash community. I'm just like, guys, forget for a moment that he is using Jigglypuff. HBox is literally the biggest person, your biggest icon for your community. Without HBox, you have nothing. You guys, he doesn't need Smash. You guys need him. He has supported you guys the whole way despite all the trash talk and all the BS you guys have been giving HBox. Like, he doesn't deserve the amount of trash talk he gets. It's really sad because I just talked about the crab incident, but there have been so many more incidents before. In a major Smash tournament, the crowd was literally cheering "fuck HBox." Straight up, the crowd was chanting "fuck HBox," like as if it was a cheer, and I'm just like, how do you not quit after that? Honestly, like, dude, I have to give props to HBox. I guess he just really loves the game that much, and I'm just like,
this dude is. HBox had a villain arc. He had to play the villain, dude.
Yeah, he had that persona of heel HBox for a couple of years before he finally won Evo in 2016. Was it? 2016, I think it was.
Yeah, it was 2016. I'm pretty sure. You're right.
But a year or two before that, he did have the persona of heel HBox, but it's very sad. And the excuses for that was just BS. Like, HBox is bleeding viewers because he's playing such a lame, slow character. And I'm like, okay, what else? Jigglypuff's cheap. All you have to do is learn how to rest. That's it. Why aren't you shitting then on people who main ice climbers who all they do is learn how to wobble just to win tournaments? That's it. I mean, come on, guys. Let's be critical here. I'm not shitting on the game. I'm shitting on the toxic part of the community. I don't want to say the whole community is toxic, but my god, the reason why the community gets so much flack is because it has like a propensity just to be toxic. It's really bad. Well, like, you're telling me that Ice Climbers is not cheap? All they do is one move. People who play Ice Climbers learn how to wobble. That's it. Just by that line of thinking, if your thinking is a player learns one character's one really OP move, they are boring and unplayable and are destroying the game. Why are you treating HBox like he's the only one doing that? Literally, other people are doing it with Ice Climbers. Come on. Don't freaking at me, alright?
Well, I think the salt is the fact that, like, Hungrybox was the only Jigglypuff player. And also the fact that I feel like the Smash community is, like, a good example on a community that doesn't get, checked from the start. And what I mean from that is, like, think of it like a plant, like toxicity as a plant. And the longer it goes unchecked over time, the more it grows and everyone normalizes the shit that spews out of their mouth.
I see toxicity like weeds. You have to weed them out. It keeps growing back, but you have to weed it out.
Yeah.
It's just not pretty to look at. You weed it out. You weed toxicity out. It will keep growing back, but you have to weed it out.
Like, a part of me wonders if the Smash community, like, technically started in this day and age, do you think it would still be as toxic as it is now? Because you gotta keep in mind that these were people who communicate on, like, forums in the early, like, 2000s.
I would say it's a double-edged sword. With the internet, you have people who have the illusion of power because of anonymity and whatnot. But because nothing escapes the internet, and you cannot escape the internet, any bullshit you say right now is going to bite you in the ass literally the same week or the next day. So that is a deterrent. It is a double-edged sword
yeah.
in my opinion. But I think with the current landscape, if the Smash community developed now, I think it would definitely be better than it was before. Because a lot of in-house incidents really did cultivate the toxicity, in my opinion. And this is a topic I don't like bringing up because it's kind of controversial, but it's both really sad and kind of hilarious that the sex allegations was on the Smash Melee community, and I'm like, of all the fighting game communities, it just had to be the best and worst community in the fighting game scene. Like, wow.
To be
just
fair,
freaking sucks.
To be fair, like, if you think about Smash, I really hate crapping on this game series because I grew up with it as a kid. But like,
Same.
it's full of, it's a kid's game. Like, I'm sorry, like Yoko. After stream, I'm gonna send you this video, but like, pretty much, you see a fighting game, and you show this to a Smash player, like, oh, this is how you do your movement and set up combos and stuff. They'll be like, where's the what is the neutral special? What is this?
Oh my god. That is a sad thing I also noticed. Like, every fighting game community out there, they are quite familiar with other games, other fighting games, and respect them. Like, you show a Mortal Kombat player, hey, have you tried Tekken 7? Oh, what's that? Let me take a look at that. Oh, that's pretty interesting, blah blah blah. Oh, the neutral game is pretty good. Like, wait, that's kind of like X-ray specials. That's cool. You show Guilty Gear to a Tekken 7 player, and like, whoa, there's no rage. That's awesome. And like, whoa, they have more special. That's cool. And whoa, 2D, no sidestep. Wow, that's strange, but hey, that's interesting. But you should literally show any fighting game to a Smash player, they are looking for Smash elements. I'm like, that's not how it works. You don't, like, come on, you don't like, if you're someone who loves pizza and someone says, here, try a hamburger, where's the crust, bruh.
I like my hamburgers without the crust.
I like my hamburgers boneless. Like, what? Huh? Excuse me? Can I have... Where's my pepperoni? Where's my Hawaiian hamburger? Bruh. Literally. I'm not here to show you another pizza. I'm here to introduce you to something new that you might like. Where's my dodge? Where's my wave dash? Where's my shine? Where's my double jump? Why is there an HP bar? Bruh. Come on.
What do you mean this is stamina only? I can't L cancel? What is this, dude?
And I'm just like, guys, Smash is not the only fighting game that exists, and I that mentality just really tarnishes whatever good the community has done. Because I don't want to say that the community has done nothing good. No, absolutely not. The Smash community is known for bringing out a lot of money for charity events and tournaments. They have generated a lot of money. That is absolutely something I would give them credit for. But it sucks that whatever good they have done, it's heavily overshadowed with the negativity that's attached to the community.
Well, to be fair, you could say that for like a lot of communities. Like, for example,
yeah, I totally would, yeah.
As someone who used to frequent, like, I guess, for example, like 4chan, you would see some good stuff that some people would do, but like whenever someone utters the forbidden 4chan, everyone just they shudder in fear, like, oh my god, what are you even looking at? What? Exactly. You know, because of all the bad stuff. Yeah.
My god. All right. Next question. Do you consume either type of gaming solo or with friends, and why?
Technically both, but for I guess most of the time though, nowadays I like chilling with friends and shooting the shit, because that's just bro time, man, you know what I mean? So
completely understand. So both and with friends. Okay, that's awesome. Okay. For me, I the way I play really depends on the circle of friends I play with, because I have a lot of circles of friends, and I know the ones that are okay with playing sweaty and the ones that just want to play for fun. So I have to adjust for them. It's something that doesn't bother me at all, but it is something I'm wary about. It can even be the same game. Like I can be playing the same game. Like I can be playing R6 Siege with some of my friends back in university, and they don't like being sweaty at all. It's like straight up team kills, and they're just laughing their asses off. I'd laugh my ass off, but I can't play ranked with them. I can't. That shit happens in ranked. I'm like, guys, not.
Here's the thing. I guess for ranked back then, if I cared, I was the type of person that if I could, I would abuse having people on my team, because think about it this way. Have you ever played with the idea of probability? You are more likely to get a complete ape on your team than an actual human person, like not an NPC, not a bot. So like obviously you don't want to play the game of probability with like 4 other people that are complete monkeys, you know? Like you're obviously gonna want to bring a bro who's gonna listen to like call outs and stuff.
Oh,
you know?
I deal with that every time I solo ranked in Siege, especially here in Southeast Asia. It's a roulette. Your probability of encountering someone that speaks English and not exclusively Chinese is seriously low. Like, I go in a match, I'm like, I swear to God, if the next call out I get is Chinese, I'm gonna mute everyone, because the way they do call outs is so freaking loud. It's like their mic is next to their mouth. And
yeah, dude, they're just like, inhaling their mic.
I'm like, guys, I can understand a bit of Chinese, but I don't know where you guys got the assumption that every person that plays Siege in Southeast Asia understands Chinese. But that's neither here nor there. But yeah, like seriously, they tell me Loti, I'm like, okay, ground floor, okay, I got it, whatever. But when they're saying other callouts that I don't understand, I'm like, yep, I'm muting you, because these aren't callouts for me. It's noise at this point. And sorry, but they can get really, really toxic. Like, I'm just holding an angle, and I can sort of make up the Chinese. They're like, why aren't you pushing them on the stairs? I'm like, you guys realize that we're defending, right? And it's a 3v2. We just have to hold these angles. They haven't even gotten inside. We know where they're coming from. Peeker's advantage, my ass. No, this is Siege, not Counter-Strike. STFU. And we have, like, all of our gadgets are in the right place. All of the reinforcements are set. Their heart breach is dead. They have to unga bunga their way in. Just hold the angle. Stop telling me to get frags. Jesus Christ.
Just people who live in the mindset of KDA, dude. That is their brainwave.
I hate that with a passion. I'm like 1v3 situation. I'm like, you know what? I may as well try. There's a chance that one of these people are gonna fuck up. 2, not likely. 3, definitely not likely, but I may as well give it a shot. I have clutched out 1v4s several times because I'm like, you know what? I may as well try. But when it's my teammates, they're like, no, I protected my KDA. I'm like, you come on! At least try! Oh wait, I'm gonna count that as rage. Yeah, over there. Fuck, I've raged 1 time so far. God damn. All right. Okay. But yeah, the reason why I play competitive solo, because I don't have that many friends that play competitive the way I do. When you're a gamer like me, like a lot of your friends play games casually, which is totally fine. Solo ranked is probably the fastest way for you to improve, because you will be committing a lot of mistakes. People will punish you for those mistakes and you learn faster. It's not the healthiest way because you have to deal with all the toxicity and BS on your own, but like that is probably your only option until you convince your friends to play competitively. So in my opinion, the better alternative is to, I don't know, Not coerce, please, Jesus Christ, do not coerce your friends. No, nicely, or at least try to introduce them, or slowly convince them. No, not convince. Slowly, have them try competitive as a group. You know.
So descent into madness. I actually want to. Is it okay if I counter you on that though? Because I have some actual sound advice for anyone who genuinely wants to get good at a competitive game.
Go ahead.
And this is gonna sound crazy, but actually look for someone that look online for people who do not necessarily casual tournaments, but scrims. So you can self-improve a lot. That's actually how I know a lot of people got. A lot of my friends who are pretty high elo, I guess, in league and stuff like that, is they after knowing. So first they make sure they know the core mechanics of a game, right? And as soon as they understand the core mechanics of that said game, they'll look for scrim teams or whatever around the same elo, and then they would learn off each other, and then you start learning basic skills team building, communication, cooperation, things like that. I feel like it's kind of hard to get better in a game like Siege, for example, especially if you're doing it based off of solo ranked, because there's gonna be a lot of different games where there's people smurfing, people intentionally throwing,
cheaters,
stuff like that. Cheaters, yeah. I feel like that's not necessarily the best, I guess, optimal way to improve in a game. I mean,
it's not.
I could say this as someone who's played a lot of FPS games competitively for the past couple of years or whatever, is if you really want to get good, just practice your aim, dude. I know this sounds crazy, but even the pros in FPS games, every day for 5 to 10 minutes they'll start up something like Aim Hero, Playos, stuff like that. I feel like that's that. If you ever want to get better at a FPS game, that is where to start.
Practice,
and then
just simple practice.
Yeah, practice basic mechanics. And I guess for MOBA games, because I can say this because I was pretty decent elo for League, practice CS farming in a custom game every day.
Totally. Yep.
As well.
I mean, if you look at CS:GO streamers, the professional ones, sometimes they have goals every stream, 300 AK kills or 100 op kills. That's literally practice for them. It's really important. So I mean, you don't have to do that level because we're not all players here. We're not professional esports team players here. But if you want to improve, that mindset is kind of something you want to adapt. You have to have a goal in mind that isn't just win. No, there has to be something better, get this amount of frags per game, destroy this amount of drones per match at least, something like that. Something very simple as that.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, I think this just strings back to how I see competitive gaming. It's it's a constant state of improvement is seriously how I see it.
Yeah, improving, in my opinion, is not a step, it's a process. It's a never-ending process. You don't just improve and then you stop there, no. You'll improve, then you'll keep improving until you keep improving, until eventually you keep improving. It's a process. It doesn't really stop.
I mean, I'm not sure how familiar you are with League of Legends, Yoko, but
I have played League before. I mean, I live in the Philippines. Playing League is the same as eating rice here. You expect every Filipino to eat rice. You expect anyone who lives in the Philippines to at least play LoL at some point. And I have played LoL very competitively in the past.
So you know how the game is in a constant change.
Yeah.
And because of that, it's constant improvement.
That's an understatement. The game can be unrecognizable in 3 seasons. You look at the jungle, and then you look at the jungle 3 years back, you're like, what? This was the jungle?
Have you seen the new champs? Have you seen the new champs at all for League?
I have seen snippets, and all I can say is there anything these champs can't do? I remember back then where I'm happy that, whoa, my champ can stun! Awesome! Champs nowadays, Your chap can stun, slow, give them an Uno card, reverse that, then give them a Yu-Gi-Oh card, put a Snapcaster Mage, instacast Mana Leak, and then steal your shit, and then 360 no scope you. I'm like, what is this? What is this? It's something that a lot, like, I have a friend who plays League a lot, and she has said that champions recently have such an overloaded kit, and I'm like, whoa.
Yes.
That's a good way to describe it. An overloaded kit. They do way too much.
I remember there's this one champ. I'm trying to remember his name. He it's like he constantly switches weapons.
Jace?
And I remember when my friend. No, not. Oh, I wish it was Jace, dude. It is a new champ. Well, not necessarily new. It's it looks like some edgelord. You know, I'm probably gonna have to look it up.
But
pretty much
League
it was
of Legends, Heroes, Legends, champions look like edgelords.
Yeah. Shoot. How do I?
I think
It's a marksman.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, constantly swapping weapons.
It sounds like something cost or something. It has an OS there. But yeah, I understand. I'm like, wait, so when he's in this form, Aphelios. There you go. Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, so when you're in this form, your skills do this. So when you use this skill, you go into that form. And when you're in that form, your skills do this. And you lose range, but you gain more damage. And then when you use this skill, you go into this form where you're basically Vayne. You get a big damage every 3 hits. And then when that happens, it changed form like... I remember when Jace just had melee and range form. What is this multi-form BS?
Yeah, it did. I remember I first saw that. I'm like, oh boy, I am officially never touching League again.
I remember, if you remember one of the popular Siege memes, like season one operators have hammer, can break stuff. Very simple. Suddenly, year 4 has a shoulder-mounted cannon and wields Eldritch God powers and a nuclear bomb, because why not? I'm like, well, okay, that's kinda much, but maybe. Like, compare what year 1 operators could do to like year 3, year 4 operators. It's nuts. Twitch drone. Oh, I zap things. That's all I do. You look at freaking right, the only operator I haven't gotten because I have fiery passion, a fiery hate against his drone because it's literally a C4. Like, I know it was a meme. Like, hey, could you imagine putting C4s on a drone? I'm like, yeah, that would be funny. And then, when he deploys the drone, yeah, it's bulletproof. What? Say that again? Yeah, when he activates the drone, it's bulletproof. Uh-huh. And at least it's just on the floor. No, it can cling to walls. Why does Twitch even exist? Why does and he even, in addition to his drones, I'm like, he starts with an ordinary drone. It was only recently that Siege was like, yeah, we need to buff Twitch. In addition to her 2 drones, we give her an additional standard drone at the start. Thank God! I'm like, I'm not buying this operator. I'm not touching the operator. Even though his guns are pretty decent, I'm not touching him. So I hate it. I hate his kit.
I mean, yesterday when I was playing R6, I learned, I don't know if you know, Twitch drones can jump now.
Yeah,
that blew my mind.
They can jump now.
That blew my mind, dude. I actually lost it on stream. I was like, wait, did your drone just jump?
Yeah,
it can jump.
Yeah, it can jump now. It's not that... It's more of a quality of life change than a big game changer for Twitch. No, I mean, the only thing that drone can do really is, take out gadgets. It's pretty much why you pick Twitch. You take out the bandit chargers that you cannot take out because... I mean, bandit tricking, even with EMP, is very easy. But once those bandit gadgets are out, like, yeah, you're good. You can hard breach. And especially Kaid's Electroclaw. EMP, yeah, he'll just throw another one. But you take out the Electroclaw while it's charging, your breach charge will go through. So yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, next question. So when people hear competitive games, they immediately assume the game is either FPS, MOBA, or fighting games. Can other genres of games be played in a competitive landscape?
No.
Wow, that was a very fast.
It's already a stretch with a lot of FPS games. You want me? No, no, dude.
No.
'Cause this goes back to how a company treats a game. Like I'm gonna get so much flack for this, but like battle royale games should not be a competitive game. There is too many RNG elements. I feel in a battle royale. I feel like it's kind of boring to watch. But yeah, no, I have an instant answer to that. It's already a stretch with some FPS games. Like Overwatch, for example, was a stretch. Overwatch was just something that couldn't determine whether it wanted to be competitive or purely casual. Like it had an identity crisis, dude.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's mostly player versus player games that even have a chance, I guess, of being competitive. I mean, hell, dude, I don't even know how like popular RTS games are. You know what I mean by RTS, right? So,
yeah, of
like,
course. StarCraft, Warcraft,
StarCraft,
Battlegrounds.
Yeah, like, do you ever hear about them anymore?
No.
No. No.
Sadly enough, no. But
yeah.
if there is one thing I will take away from the MOBA scene right now is wasted opportunity. Because I look at Pokemon Unite and how popular it has become, and I'm just like, this is very objective-based MOBA. This is really cool. I've played it myself. I have so much fun with Pokemon Unite. But I'm like, this is very familiar because Blizzard used to have a game like this, but they're like, yep, no more esports tournament for this MOBA. I'm like, your MOBA was so unique. Like, League and Dota were similar because, I mean, not to say that they're copy-paste, and you cannot play Dota like you play LoL, and you cannot play LoL like you play Dota, but they're still very similar. Because they're not that objective-based. Because HOTS, Heroes of the Storm, was very objective-based. You can kill as many champions as you want, or heroes in that game, but if you can't do the objectives properly, you're just gonna get dunked on. And that's something that appealed to me, because I'm just like, it's not like you can't or you shouldn't go for heroes, but like the fact that it's objective based, it did give it a unique identity, and I wanted to see what the high level of HOTS could be, and for a time, we could, because it was an esports thing that Blizzard did have, but of course, because it couldn't compete with Dota and LoL, they're like, we're not generating not enough money. Like, yeah, let's just stop here. I'm like, wow, you literally just gave up, huh? Okay. Damn it.
I mean, here's the thing though. League back then, I guess, wasn't really objective heavy, but League now is actually very objective heavy.
Yeah, everyone goes for, like, we have to get first dragon. We have to get first dragon. Like, if we don't get first dragon, we fucking lose.
Here's the thing. I looked at the preseason changes for League, and they're adding 2 new dragons in. One that gives your whole team a Scion passive when they die. yeah. And the other one was it gives your whole team haste, aka lower spell cooldowns. Yeah. League's gonna be very dragon heavy based. I feel.
Yeah, this is my concern.
Especially.
This is my concerned face right now, because I'm just like, Scion passive? Are you what? Why? Why?
Yeah, I was.
Okay, guys, we killed.
I actually lost it.
Guys, we killed the Vayne. We're good, right? Why is the Vayne still oh crap. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
The idea of that's like
yeah.
Just quit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just quit the game.
Just quit the game.
Uninstall it.
Install. Jesus Christ.
You can join another toxic community, the
So, yeah.
Smash community.
Oh my god. My god. Well, for me, can other genres of games be played in the competitive landscape? I mean, if it can be done right, why not? It would be interesting to see. I don't know. I would like to see competitive farming simulator. I'm sure it exists. I'm pretty sure it exists, but it's pretty dope. Like, can you imagine MLG clips, but it's farming simulator?
Oh god, get the Mountain Dew and Doritos sponsors ready.
Oh my god, that frame perfect of the placement of the haystack on the like, yo. I mean, why not?
The closest you're gonna get to that is an RTS game, and I mean, that's the thing. I'm not even sure like what genre you would want to bring to life. What competitive Euro Truck Simulator? Like, what games are there that hasn't already been invented for an esports scene, dude?
What's that popular game right now on Steam that a lot of VTubers for some reason have been playing? You just clean the house, I think, or you clean your car. It's like car wash something? Car wash simulator? I don't know.
Oh, some sort of cleaning simulator. I think I know.
Yeah. Competitive cleaning simulator.
Dude, that's the thing. Why watch though? You could watch like a speed, like a
Power
speed
wash simulator. There you go. Thank you, Blaziken. Yeah, that's it. That is something I would watch. I'm gonna lie. But I mean, there are other forms of competition that isn't esports competitive, but it is competitive. And I'm talking about speedrunning. Speedrunning is very competitive. I have tried speedrunning. I have speedrun RE3 Remake. There's something just amazing about speedrunning and trying speedrunning yourself. It's amazing. But in an esports landscape, that would be quite interesting to watch. And one of the most memorable forms of that was Break the Record Live. And on top of the cash,
I know what you're talking about.
On top of the cash prize, there was a bounty to break the 120 star limit below 1 minute, 1 hour 39 minutes. No one has gotten it below that barrier. And as history showed, something possessed Cheese during that tournament, and he had like stomach flu at the same time. So yeah, he just played the best Super Mario 64 out of his mind, and he beat the record, got the bounty and the cash prize. It was really, really cool. Watching other speedrunners do the same runs at the same time, it's really cool. But of course, you need to have some knowledge of speedrun to actually appreciate it. But I think even those that don't can still be like, whoa, how did Mario just glitch through that door? Or, oh my god, that long jump was pretty sick. Like,
yeah. I mean, one thing that blows my mind is that the fact that people are able to like do speedruns of Super Mario 64 blindfolded.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
that stuff still blows my mind.
Yeah, that's scary because I know what you're talking about. I forgot because Cheese did cover this, and I'm just like, he did Bowser in the sky blindfolded, and he did not miss a single throw. I'm like, if someone blindfolded can throw Bowser perfectly in the final Bowser stage, not miss a single throw. If you miss a single throw, not blindfolded, you should just hang your controller on the wall. Oh, no. What chance in hell do you have if this person can do it blindfolded, not miss a single Bowser throw? And just for context, you're like, oh, he missed it. He can just do it again, right? Wrong. No, because the thing is, when you're doing blindfolded runs, to quote Cheese and Carl Jobst, you are doing normalized strategies, meaning these strategies are set in stone. The only thing that separates you from other runners is there are other easier normalized strats or the execution of these normalized strats. So for the Bowser in the sky, every time you toss Bowser and you miss, he will randomly jump back on the stage. and there is no accurate audio cue for you to tell where Bowser is. So usually at that point, most speedrunners just jump off and then die and then jump back in. Because the camera angle, when you start that, is consistent. So you have information that you can play around with. And whenever you whenever you throw Bowser and you use the camera controls, you can sort of pinpoint where Bowser is going to be. But when it's Bowser jumping on back from a missed throw, it's completely RNG. There's no way for you to know. That's why the stakes are really high in blind speedruns. Jesus. Okay.
I think I also remember someone trying to speedrun Super Mario 64 on a Rock Band drum set. I remember watching that and
somebody did speedrun Super Mario 64 on a drum set, and they did clear it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he mapped like the drums on the middle to up, right, down, left. And it was pretty cool because watching him hit those 4 drums over and over again as he spun Bowser, I'm like, that's pretty dope. And I think one of the symbols or the hats was the B button, which is basically the punch or throw. That was pretty amazing. Okay, last question for part 1. Have you ever dreamt of attending or spectating live competitive tournaments like EVO, DreamHack, R6 Invitation, the International, etc.?
I guess no, but like technically, I have wanted to watch LCS or like Worlds in person, like just spectating it. But other than that, no, not really.
Ah, okay, that's fair. Well, for me, any tournaments I wanted to attend other than EVO, I have attended at least once. I have attended the biggest Tekken 7 tournament in the Philippines, which is Rev Major. Yes, good old Rev Major. That's such a... Yep, everyone forgets they are toxic Filipinos and we band together just to watch some good-ass Tekken. The first time I went to BlizzCon, I'm like, you know what? I may as well check the Overwatch League. Why not? I just went to watch one match. And I'm like, oh my god, the Aussies are very passionate against the Korean team. Oh my goodness. This is clearly I can't catch myself saying something wrong. I'll just yeah, this is awesome. Woo, yeah, nice play. I'm just like I can't like cheer for one team, because if I cheer on one team for one team, probably someone's gonna yank me and here's your flag, here's your cap, let's cheer for our team. I'm like, bro, I'm an introvert. You don't just yank me and talk to me like I'm a close friend or something.
Overwatch League.
Overwatch League.
That sounds so painful. That sounds so painful.
Very painful. But yeah, there's one tournament I really want to attend at least once as a spectator. Is definitely EVO, because I love fighting games so much. And when I attended Rev Major, of course, the first thing I did, I need to meet the Tekken legends that inspired me to get good at Tekken 7. So I did meet them. I did meet JDCR. I met the god of Tekken, Ni. I met Kudans, the best devil chin in the world. I even met arguably the best Xiao Yu in the world, UYU's Yu, and my god, was she tall. Like, even in the footage of tournaments, whenever I see her, I'm like, wow, she looks quite tall. I see her in person, I meet her in person, I shake her hand, I'm like, you are tall! Holy cow! Damn it, you Japanese woman, you are tall! Jesus! Yeah, they're all really cool people. I met Cherry Berry Mango as well. I'm not sure if John Ding was there. I think Saint was there, but yeah, me and my friend, she was a hardcore JDCR fan. And when we saw JDCR just sitting on one of the chairs waiting for his turn, I'm like, yo, JDCR's over there. Take a selfie. But what if he doesn't want to know? You go over there, you meet JDCR and me and my mentor for Tekken. You're like, dude, we have to drag her there, don't we? Yeah, we're gonna drag her. So I grab her hand and my mentor, we both walk up to JDCR and he politely asks, she's a really hardcore fan. Can she take a photo with you? And JDCR's like, okay, yeah, sure. And she lost her marbles, like right there. She lost her marbles. I'm just like,
holy shit.
Yep. And then I showed her, here you go. We got you your selfie with JDCR, and she loves JDCR so much. And of course, we had to meet the god of Tekken, Ni. Bless that man. Ni is, as his moniker says, he is a god. He has reached the highest rank of online Tekken with every character.
Oh god.
Yeah.
What?
Yes, the highest rank at the time was Tekken, True Tekken God, and he has reached True Tekken God with every character. And mind you, each character in that game has a move list of roughly 50 to 60 moves, some having upwards to about 100. So, yeah. let me Google real quick. How many characters does Tekken 7 have? How many? Okay, Tekken 7 has 54. Wait. Yeah, 54 characters.
Wait, is this including what was it? Is it considered DLC? Like DLC characters?
Yep.
I haven't touched much of Tekken.
Yep.
All I know is, as a fellow weeb, Noctis is in it, and that's all I know.
Ah, yes. Noctis and his infamous Aura attack. That infamous launcher. It has a big range. It's safe on block. Not many people can even get in close to reduce his advantage. Like, yeah. That infamous attack. Oh my. Alright, that's it for part 1 of the segment. So, okay, I'm gonna get on with the questions that were left in Shrine Talk Discord as well as in the chat. But first things first, the questions that we have in Shrine Talk. Okay, Chaos asks, is there any sweaty gamers in Minecraft? If so, what is your opinion on those people? Of course there are sweaty people in Minecraft. Yes. Speedrunners. If you guys don't know, the most controversial incident was the dream cheating incident. And again, let me quote Carl Jobs here. And again, I watched that documentary so many times. Carl Jobs literally is the only person on this planet who knows conclusively about the dream incident, because he entered that with absolutely no bias in mind, okay? Dream did use mods, but not intentionally, okay? He had no clue that they were on. And I'll just give a TLDR, alright? The developer of the mod were simply asked and hired to make a mod for content creation. Now, they did brief research. What kind of content creation does Dream do? So they had that in mind, installed it, but one of the things that Dream didn't ask for was installed. So when Dream tried it out, it was on without his knowledge. So again, to some extent, Dream did cheat, but it wasn't like intentional. But that doesn't absolve him from the other bullshit that he did. He did lie a lot. If not directly, he did lie by omission or by twisting words that he got. So yeah, that's still his fault, definitely. But yeah, opinions on sweaty Minecraft gamers. I mean, you have, in my opinion, doesn't have to be Minecraft, but there are very sweaty people in games. Some of them are pretty nice. Like, when they're sweating, they are sweating, but when they're not sweating, they're nice people. Then you have the people who are sweating 24/7. Like, you can be talking about anything else, like, hey, do you want to buy a burger? Yeah, but the burger has to be perfect, okay? It has to have the sesame seeds on top of the bun. It has to be roasted to a crisp. The lettuce has to be fresh. The tomatoes have to be cut in a specific way. And then the radius of the burger bun, or the burger patty, has to be this amount. And then, okay, dude, we get it. Perfection, okay, but You don't have to be that perfect in everything you do. Okay, how about you, Meeri? What's your opinion on sweaty gamers in Minecraft?
Being sweaty in a children's game. Oh, mega fucking lol,
Oh,
dude.
mega lol. Oh, mega lol. I mean,
oh, mega fucking lol.
if you guys want an example of playing Minecraft to its fullest without having to be sweaty, you look at how most VTubers, especially HoloLive VTubers, play Minecraft. They are just literally creating really amazing stuff, mind-blowing stuff, but some of them still go for the, yeah, let's kill the Ender Dragon, why not? And they're still having so much fun with it. And I'm not saying you shouldn't sweat at a game that's basically blocks, construct stuff,
pixel textures,
textures. You don't have to be playing MLG stuff in the background while you 360 no right click the Ender Dragon with your bow and arrow. No, I mean, I won't stop you from doing that, but don't treat it like that's the way it should be played. Okay.
I love the fact you don't even mention like the Hunger Games servers or like Bed Wars, I think is what it was.
I'm not even familiar with those, but I'm aware of like
it's sweat.
Apparently there is a battle royale in Minecraft and like PvP. I'm like, guys, battle royale PvP Minecraft, okay. But then again, like a very infamous and popular Valorant player did get like, was it $1,000 bounty for killing Dream in a PvP event in Minecraft? I'm just like, yo, props to you, dude. You got $1,000 just for Squid Game Roblox. Ah yes, Roblox, the definitive gaming experience. Guess what? Whatever popular pop culture reference you have, it's a game now in Roblox. Yeah, you've played Fortnite, but have you played Fortnite in Roblox? No.
Yo, Yoko, you want to play some Phantom Forces on Roblox? My mom just gave me like $20 worth of Robux, dude. Let's go.
Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. You build your first nether portal. Let's fucking go. Shit cracks me up every time. I love that meme. All right. This comes from 48 Volt. He asks, what is your opinion on people sweating in casual matchmaking of any game? Is it bad manners or are they justified? Okay.
I know why Volt's asking this. But you go ahead.
Too, but okay, to give them a fair check, if a game does not have an option to practice competitive stuff outside of quick play, that's the game's fault. Like, I look at Siege. It has ranked, unranked, and quick play. If you are picking quick play and practicing, I have been guilty of this in the past, which is why I learned my lesson. When you play quick play and you're being so sweaty, and sweaty to the point where you get legitimately frustrated at your teammates. I will say though, I haven't gotten legitimately frustrated. I'm just like, wow. Okay, people still make these mistakes in quick play. Okay, noted. But like, if you're in quick play and you're being sweaty, that's totally fine. But if you're trying to be sweaty for the sake of improvement, which gets really heated, move your ass to unranked. All right, that's why unranked exists. It's for people to practice ranked level stuff. Quick play is for stuff like Bikini Body. They just want to have fun, all right? They just want to taunt people with Clash, 180 the shield, 180 back, and then dome you or melee you, all right? Like, okay, but there are games though that don't have that, which is unfortunate, so good luck. But I will say, for games that don't have that, don't be
not a competitive game.
Don't be so sweaty, please. Good lord. You don't.
See, that's the...
Yeah, go ahead. Go
sorry.
Ahead. Okay. Like, I don't blame the game completely for not having that, but again, also, I guess the community is also responsible for like, guys, like, to quote, I'm gonna quote one of my favorite quotes from Maximilian Dude. This was when Guilty Gear Strive was very popular, and a lot of the elitists were like, oh, the game is so simplified. Oh, these people are so late to the Guilty Gear hype train. Oh my god. Like, especially with the Jack Opos. Oh my god, you're late to the Jack Opos. We've known that pose for years. Oh my god, you hype train, bandwagoning.
Imagine gatekeeping a fucking video game.
Guys, the only reason why Guilty Gear Strive is popular because of the casual community. Do not forget that. The only reason why you can brag about 500,000 sales is because it appealed to the casual community. Alright? If it didn't, you'd be happy with just 100,000, but the developers would be like, nope, we fucked up. So yeah, take the W this time, alright? Take the W, be nice. And Max Dude said this, everyone should be able to just be happy and have fun that they're doing flashy stuff in Guilty Gear. And they shouldn't get flack for it. They should be able to just enjoy that, have fun, and nothing else. And yeah, go ahead.
Honestly, to be fair, I've always been interested in the Guilty Gear series when I was like a lot younger. But the thing is like, I have a peanut brain, dude, and that peanut is fucking hollow. I am too stupid. And when I literally saw that Guilty Gear Strive was dumbed down, it gave me a chance to like actually try it out. And I also got friends into it because it's also well, it's not okay. Guilty Gear Strive technically isn't my first fighting game. I haven't played too much of it either, but a lot of my friends now, so like for example Volt, who's been obviously playing it more than me because I've been really busy, literally is into fighting games now. Like I feel like this is like a really good thing just for fighting games, not just Guilty Gear, but just fighting games in general, actually.
Absolutely, because Guilty Gear Strive definitely proved that the casual scene is very important. It's very important. Because, like, not just in fighting games, but in any game in general, I feel that your pro scene is important, but it's nothing compared to the casual scene. If no one is having fun with your game, no one's gonna give a crap. Simplest way I can put that. Okay, third question. Skull asks, is skill-based matchmaking preferred and why? Okay. Let me tell you the nightmare that was Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, and Black Ops Cold War. Skill-based matchmaking. That's a hard pass for me, alright? Look, when I first played Modern Warfare 2019, like, first couple of matches, I'm like, okay, these are fair matches. I'm losing some, I'm winning some. And then one match after that, I'm like, is everyone I'm fighting against first-time FPS players? Because it kind of shows. And then the game after that, is everyone I'm playing against TAS or borderline hacks and aimbot? Because they're nailing their shots really well, like way too well. The problem with skill-based matchmaking is that your performance on a game is not really the most accurate way to gauge your overall like skill, because you can, like, theoretically, if you even look at competitive scenes in tournaments or even players in fighting games, you pit someone like JDCR against Knee. These are high-level players. You would not expect Knee to 3-0 JDCR. You would not expect JDCR to 3-0 Knee. But it has happened before. But it doesn't mean that Knee's washed or JDCR is washed. No. But if you put that kind of mentality in skill-based matchmaking, that's what they are specifically gonna do. Oh, you popped off like 30 frags and only 5 deaths? Okay, here, go up against a bunch of people who are practically esports level players. Bruh! No! Like, skill-based matchmaking, I kind of get what developers are trying to go with it, but it needs it still needs work. It needs proper execution, in my opinion. How about you, Meeri? What do you think?
Honestly, you took most of the words out of my mouth, but to add on to that, I feel like in some way, it's also based off of what does the game determine as good performance? Because like there's a lot of games where it's like you could be like the most mechanically decent player, but if you don't know what fucking mapper you're on, for example, let's just use R6, what map you're on, you don't know any of the call-ups, or you're like, is me click heads, ooh, click, 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 you know, like, you're eventually gonna get outplayed because team cooperation beats all. I mean, look at like evolution of human, why we're the most superior species technically.
And you
because we know cooperation.
You look at R6 Siege. I don't have, in my opinion, like the group of friends that I used to play ranked with a lot, and they did compete in local tournaments here. I do not have the best aim or gunfight compared to them, but I can confidently say I'm one of the better droners than them. And my close friend did say that if there's one thing that every team needs, it needs a really good droner. So yeah, like in Siege, just because you have a 1:1 ratio of kill deaths and assists doesn't mean that you're not contributing as much to your team, because with proper gadget placement, proper drone management, and again, that one kill might have been a really important kill. Like, okay, you can kill, say, Ash every round for 4 rounds, but you compare that to a Valk who has killed every hard breacher for every other round that they pick it. I would rather have the Valk on my team, because if they somehow can be able to consistently take out important team members on the other team, that's way more important. Like, could you imagine having a comp that revolves around hard breachers and your hard breachers are dead? That is like a big minus for you.
Well, it's not even... Well, like, here's the thing, right? I feel like, in general, like, when you are playing a hard breacher, and this is kind of me who always plays hard breachers back then, is you had to treat your life as the most important team member, as fucked as it is to say. Like, you had to stay back. You were usually the type of person that would drone your fragger in and all this other stuff, because your life was very, very important.
Yeah, if you're dead, the whole team is dead.
Well, not necessarily dead, but it's like it handicaps the team.
It's immensely tougher.
Yeah, for sure.
That's why a lot of teams have adapted to not having hard breachers, because having all of your eggs in a basket that is the hard breacher is a big risk. It's a very big risk. That's why I'll give props to Ubisoft, where they strayed away from the hard breach meta, where just about every ranked game in the past there is always a Hibana and a Thermite on the enemy team. But nowadays, you can go through with people with just, like, say, Zofia and Lion. Just having those two, if they're not banned, like, you can be able to go through objectives and whatnot pretty well, even without hard breachers.
You know, the thing I want to add is there's also just ops like Buck who have a secondary that can break through hard breach on top of that. So, like, they did actually get rid of it, in my opinion.
Okay, next question is from Shika in the Shrine Talk. Shika did ask, what do you think about multiplayer games shifting into a more competitive and quote-unquote less fun scene? I'm trying to think of an example for this.
I have a hot take for this.
Wait, shifting into a more competitive but less fun scene. I have an idea in mind, but shifting into a more competitive, less fun scene. If I don't, I'm trying to recall, but just by going off this line alone, I don't like it. I absolutely don't like it.
I feel like it depends. It all comes down to what the company is advertising their game as. Like, I feel like if it's a game where, you know, I hate to throw Overwatch under the bus, but a
Go
game
ahead.
like Overwatch, like in my opinion, Overwatch is one of the easiest FPS games, in my opinion, to pick up and learn competitively. Like, hands down, the absolute easiest. Because it's most of it is game knowledge. You don't even need like decent aim unless like you're a fragger or something, right? So like the thing is, Overwatch, in my opinion, was advertised as a casual game, and if you're picking a game like Overwatch in this case, I feel like it's weird, because I feel like when you're buying a game, you're either buying it for casual play or actual competitive play, right? And it really just dumbs down to what helps sells more, because like I guess an example, like a good example would be like League. Like League's not that casual anymore.
Nope.
It's mostly competitive as hell, dude. Like that's what makes how Riot makes their money from League is literally skins and then like little esports homages, like, oh haha, you can have this Cloud9 icon or some shit like that. Like,
or viewers
it's
and
full-blown
sponsorships in their esports tournaments. That generates a lot of dough.
Yeah. So like, I feel like it really stems down to the game. But if it's a game that was advertised as casual and it's turning competitive, that's kind of cringe, bro. That's kind of cringe.
Again, and I have a very weird take on this too. It also depends on who's doing it. If the developer is doing it, I am less skeptical about it. But if it's the community that's doing it, I'm very skeptical about it. Nudge,
Smash.
nudge. Yeah,
I mean,
I was about to say it, but okay, there, you took the words out of my mouth this time. I was about to say it. Like, Smash. Smash, look, for those of you who don't know the history of Smash, the reason why Sakurai made this game, he played a fighting game against, like, a couple that was just like, oh, look, I want to try this fighting game. And he dumpstered them, and they were so pissed that they raged. He felt bad. He felt legitimately bad. So he wanted to make a fighting game that was literally casual, geared to casuals. It's just fun to play. And that's what Smash 64 was. And I think, in my opinion, that every Smash game is very appealing for casuals. Like, yeah.
Oh, for sure.
And the fact that the community, when it came to at least Melee, because of the flaws in its development and the coding and the bugs, quote unquote, that they overlooked, people were like, yo, this can be competitive. Okay. Here's the thing. If it was a developer doing that, I'd be much less skeptical. But if it was a community, I'm very skeptical. I'm not saying that you shouldn't do it, but tread carefully, because again, the identity of Smash is that it's a party game. If you're trying to introduce it as a competitive game and you can do it right, good on you. But if you're trying to force people like, no, you shouldn't be playing Melee that way. My God, you're not Shine Wade Dashi. Like, you're not doing haha Toyak. No. People just want to play the way, like, Nintendo literally, like, party game, have fun with your favorite Nintendo characters. It wasn't advertised as Fox only, Final Destination, no items, Sweat Lord. No, that's not how it was advertised. So anyone picking up that game is just expected to have fun. You cannot impose, like, even though you have a fair argument that look at how high level Melee looks like. It is weird, but really fucking cool and sick, I will agree. But you cannot force people to accept this as this is how the game should be played. No, absolutely not. Even fighting games that I play, even Tekken, I'm very, very passionate when it comes to Tekken. I do not hate on people who just like, I just want to learn the combos. Oh, okay, sure, go ahead. I'll teach you some combos. People should be able to play whatever game they want the way they want, okay? That's all I'm saying. And especially in this context when it's marketed in a certain way. When a game is marketed in a certain way, like say something like Valorant, Valorant is very competitive, hardcore. You could smell the Mountain Dew and Doritos every time you play a game, even in unranked.
Whoa. That's being too kind. Are you telling me you don't smell the Axe body spray, dude? I can smell like
Meeri, literally
away.
one of my experiences, one of my worst experiences in Valorant. I picked Viper, and we're on split. And I set up a toxic wall blocking Heaven on site B, which is the one on the right. And I'm like, okay, I know they have an opper, but I'm waiting for the guy on the right coming from showers to get in position. So when I put the toxic wall up, we're going in at once. So I'm just waiting. So while I'm waiting for the guy to get there, of course, it had to be a Southeast Asian. This Southeast Asian on their mic, toxic wall going on! Toxic wall! I'm like, dude, do you not see the two other people on the showers waiting? Like, they're just making their way. If I put the wall up, because of how audio cues work, they know we are coming from middle. They will just funnel their resources there, and we're fucking done. That's it. It doesn't matter if my toxic wall is up and the opera is bothered. It doesn't matter. The fact that they know we're coming from mid. And I'm just like, oh, and guess what my rank was? I was still in fucking silver. I was still in silver. I was like, guys, I get it, but come on.
What do you mean, dude? If we're playing a competitive game, you have the mindset is all of you guys are fucking idiots. I know what the fuck I'm talking about, and that's that. That is literally the mindset of literally any random, it feels like nowadays, in a competitive game.
Or I think like every Valorant, every toxic there, I have to specify it. Every toxic Valorant ranked player probably watched one clip of Tens or Wardell, and they think they are Wardell or Tens. And they expect every teammate to be Wardell or Tens. I'm just like, that's not how it works, buddy. Do you know how much hours they sink every day to get to where they are? It's bro. Alright. Okay. Sprinkle Star mentioned in the chat, debate team vibes and Socratic dialogue vibes. Oh my god. Okay. Here's the thing. When it comes to competitive games or even just casual games, it kind of matters who you play with. Because I see every aspect of casual and competitive game like an iceberg. Okay? Like, you have the unga bunga levels of, hey, I honestly don't care how it's gonna go. I'm just here for a good time, not a long time. Let's have fun with this shit. Like in R6, I'm just gonna toss the C4. I'll see if it kills anyone. Like, okay, whatever, go ahead, have fun with it. I'm gonna make a rotate hole with a C4, even though we have people that can make it with an impact. Okay, whatever.
No.
And then you have those casual gamers who are like, I want to have fun, but please don't, no friendly fire, please don't team kill me, please. Good, no, God Lord, no, don't. So when it really comes to team vibes, it really does come in. It is a very important thing when you're playing with friends, both casually and competitively. Because again, there are layers of casual and competitive, even in competitive and even in casual. So, for example, in fighting games, I'll use Tekken 7 as an example. You have people who are fine with knowing neutral game, optimal combos, Oki, wall finishers, setups, but don't want to put the time to learn how to electric wind god fist or Korean backdash. And then you have the levels of Tekken 7 players who sniff Korean backdash and live and breathe electric wind god fist like it's natural to them. That's totally fine. But yeah, you have to really understand who you're playing with, or else you risk drama. There you go. I'm gonna put it nicely. You risk drama in that sense.
Yeah, makes sense.
Well, how about you, Meeri? What's your take on this?
I don't really have too much of a take, honestly. Like, I feel like you've covered most of the bases, of my opinion, for the most part. So,
Okay.
yeah, no.
Okay. Okay, a last question from chat. This comes from Shika again. Question mark. Sacrifice your fun to be more skilled? No. Absolutely not. Absolutely
Who's
not.
to say-
I draw the line there. If I am not having fun improving, I should change my mindset or I should take a break.
Yeah, I guess. I was gonna say, like, it's really rare for me to actually be, I guess, I don't really see as sacrificing fun, because I don't know, I used to have this sick mind where I only focused on what I did wrong, necessarily, and, like, because I figured I was smart enough to figure out how, hey, you know, I didn't do it, I was really, my fun was seeing how I improved. So, like, I don't really see it as, like, a sacrifice. I feel like if you're sacrificing shit to get better at a fucking video game, don't play it, because chances are that video game is going to be outdated as fuck, and you wasted your time, you know? Like, if you genuinely see, hey, I'm not having fun trying to get better at this video game. Are you like, that's just the start. Think of it like a disease. Like, that's just the start, right? Like, it's only gonna get worse from there, dude. Like, you're coming in completely wrong mindset wanting to get better at, you know, competitive games in general, I feel.
I understand that. But yeah, it's just a personal philosophy of mine, because if there is one person I look up to when it comes to video games in general, I look up to the philosophy of Satoru Iwata. And Satoru Iwata said one thing: video games should be one thing and one thing only: fun. Fun for everyone. And what that word fun is varies from person to person. As long as that person is having fun, we should respect that. And personally, it is something I practice very religiously. If a friend of mine has so much fun practicing, like spending 4 hours just to know how to Korean backdash, I'm not gonna stop him. I'm just gonna be amazed, like, yo, props to you. If someone
Determination.
If someone is 100% okay with only being able to kill in R6 Siege with a nitro cell, hey, that's fine. As long as you're having fun, dude. As long as you're having fun, because I love Siege. I hope you love Siege. If you're having fun, that's awesome. Because if you have fun, I'm having fun. So we all win. But yeah, I cannot, in my good conscience, compromise fun for the sake of getting better. I honestly cannot do that. Like,
well,
again, yeah?
You gotta ask the question, why do you want to get better? You know? Why?
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing you gotta ask
yourself
often. Not just for competitive games, or just, why do you want this? Do you truly want this? Do you want to slave hours, if not months of your life trying to do this correctly? Do you think it's worth it, you know?
Yeah. And whenever, I don't have to ask that question because I always know why I want to get better. But when it comes to that question, it does vary from person to person, because, like, we all have our own reasons why we want to get better. Some very simple, some very complicated. Like, this can get kind of sensitive, but I think it's very important to mention it. Some people who want to get better at video games, it's a necessity for them, because they could be dealing with a lot of stuff in real life, and, like, video games is the only place where they succeed, and they need to succeed because it gives them a peace of mind. So it's something I do respect as well. And I wish all of you who are going through this, I wish you all the best. But again, just to take the line of thinking I think that Meeri's going with, when you are going to pursue perfection or trying to improve yourself in a game, it is good to sit down and ask yourself, why do I want to do this again? It helps calm you down and put things into perspective. Because if you want to get better at a game, because for example, I can see myself getting better, I want to see where I can go with this game. Like, okay, that's good. There can also be like, I want to be better at this game because I'm tired of losing. Okay, that's fine. But I hope, again, whatever reason you have for getting better at a game, I hope you're still having fun doing it. I hope the process is still fun for you. If it's not, honestly, my advice, because this has happened to me before, my advice, take a deep breath, reflect on yourself a bit, and take a brief break from the game. Just a brief break. There are sometimes when the game's BS can frustrate you, like, oh my god, why am I even trying to get better? I should just quit. If you love the game so much, you wouldn't quit no matter what happens. But sometimes you get frustrated, you're only human. Just take a deep breath, do something else, just simmer down a bit, go at it again. Like, the game is not going anywhere, in my opinion. The game's not gonna go anywhere.
Yes, but at the same time, I feel like this doesn't just apply to like casual or competitive. It's just in general for anything, sort of skills.
Anything.
When you hit a wall, you don't want to be a monkey rushing into that brick wall over and over again. You gotta sit down, you gotta think, you gotta assess everything.
To use a very crude R6 metaphor, Oryx can only run through many walls until he gets down. Alright? So, you hit a brick wall in real life, don't try to run through it, don't try to Oryx your way through it. I mean, Oryx can only do it so much until he needs a heal from Doc or until he gets down, so yeah. Okay, Skull, I'm taking off my jacket and my glasses, okay, no problem, so yeah.
Whoa.
Okay. Okay, on to part 2. We have 5 more questions, alright. Part 2. Alright, this is more in-depth, so yeah. This should be interesting. So let's get to the meaty part, the elephant in the room. Which do you think is more important, the casual or the competitive / pro player base of a video game?
You already know my take. Pretty much, I feel like I mentioned, I kind of got into sauce with this, but it depends on the game. It really does. Because here's the thing, right? You know how people say like a marriage it's a partnership, it's not like a one-way street. You could say the same thing for games in general. If the developer wants to pursue constant changes, trying to make gameplay fresh and in a constant state of innovation, and if the player actually wants this said, innovation from the developer, it really varies, because there's people who purely only care about casual, which is great, dude. They more than likely care about their mental health. The thing is, though, Yoko, is if both parties, can't agree on the same thing, you get the effects of Smash, dude.
Yeah.
Where it's I feel like it really varies a lot, but in most cases, though, as sad as it is to say from like a corporate standpoint, I'd say technically casuals are more important in the company's eyes, because like, think about it this way, the only people a lot of people, I mean, I can't say for you and I, because obviously, we've dabbled in competitive stuff, but we are a small percentage, dude. There are still grandmas playing Overwatch on their Xbox One or something, dude. Even though the competitive scene's like dead, and they're still getting money for it. So like, it's more of, does the company care about making a cool, awesome, competitive game, or do they care about the amount of money they can embezzle and get hookers and blow, dude? Like, I don't know how else to word it, other than, it really just depends. Most of the time, casual.
An owner of a casino would definitely care about the more casual casino goers, for sure. Like, I just want to see how much I can win tonight. And then Meeri's just like, yes, the house always wins.
Oh, that's the thing, right? Actually, with my casino is if someone gambles a little too much, I actually get them escorted out.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And
I don't want them to lose everything, dude.
There are laws that protect casinos, because like one particular law that can be interpreted in the way it is mostly. I know casinos, at least in Vegas, they have the right to refuse service. If I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
They have a right to
You're
refuse
very
service.
correct.
So, while you can say it's not against the law to count cards, yeah, but they have a law saying they have the right to refuse service for whatever reason. So yeah, if you're counting cards in blackjack and they know you're counting cards, they can use that against you. They can use the law, like, we have a right to refuse. Like, take your winnings and leave. Thank you. Pretty much.
Well, another thing is there's actually more regulations on casinos than most people
would think.
know. So like for example, yeah, so like a lot of slot machines. I've talked about this on my stream, but I'll go ahead and, speak about it. But pretty much a lot of slot machines in Vegas, for example, it is by law that these machines have to pay out a certain amount of money or the casino gets shut down as well.
Oh.
So the casino can't 100% rig things in their favor. Like, there has to be people that win, or, it's pretty much, it still is a scam, but it's a legitimate scam if they don't.
Yeah.
Like, there's actual percentages on how much, and this is for each individual slot machine. There's a certain number, depending on the specific slot machine, how much money they have to pay out.
Yep.
So in a way, it is technically rigged. Yeah, not a lot of people know about that. I mean,
yep.
I remember my chat, they didn't believe me at first, and we got in a really deep talk about it. But yeah, no.
Well, concerning competitive versus casual, I have to agree with you on this, and I do so without a single hint of reluctance. The casual scene is much more important than the competitive scene, because the casual scene will always outnumber the competitive and pro scene, no matter what. Because, look, there's so many games that have examples of this, but I'll use just 2 examples, okay? Meeri, have you played MMO RPGs before?
Of course I have.
Of course.
Oh, I'm huge into 14, Final Fantasy 14.
Same here. Have you played WoW before?
I've dabbled in it for a decent bit, and I was like, oh, Omega lol, dude, fuck this. Everything's inflated as hell.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I've dabbled a lot of MMORPGs.
Okay. How many % do you think are raiding in WoW? In terms of the population? How many do you think?
7% or lower.
That's a very generous...
or lower.
Yeah, that's a very generous perspective, but yeah, like 7%.
I mean, I was counting the esports scene with it too, as sad as it is.
So yeah, 7%. 7%. How much of the game is geared towards the casual, do you think?
99%. There's like 1% of the game probably raids. Like, I'm assuming you're basing like off of quests, story, and all that shit.
Fun
Probably
fact.
99% is casual. What's up?
For World of Warcraft? You are completely wrong.
Really?
The only thing that's given love and care is endgame raids and mythic dungeons. There is no such thing as casual content. The only casual content you get...
the same shit, though?
Yes, the only casual content in WoW is community-made casual content, like RP and stuff, and creative ways to use what's built in the game to make casual content. That's literally it. You look at FF14, and, like, Endwalker hasn't released, but, like, even then, we've had so much casual content. You look at Gold Saucer, it literally is casual content country. Chocobo Racing, Triple Triad, Mahjong. I love Mahjong. I mean, a lot of my guildies are from Singapore, so the whole week that Mahjong was in, a lot of us were making the joke, oh, have you guys played the game Doman Mahjong with the side... It has a side game called FF14. It's pretty awesome.
Oh my god!
You guys should play the totally fun online MMORPG Dome and Mahjong. It has a FF14 mini game on the side. It's really fun. It's totally worth the money.
Don't people say that with the Guilty Gear Strive soundtracks? Like, man, this is a nice soundtrack, and it came with a free game too, man.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Black Desert Online. You guys, you should play this really cool in-depth character creation game. It has an MMORPG on the side. So yeah, but memes aside, the casual scene will always outnumber the competitive scene. If I were to compare, like, say, if we take the amount of sales that Guilty Gear has, I'm not sure how many, but when they reach the 500,000 sales milestone, I will confidently say I think only 50,000 of them are like hardcore or pro. That's a generous amount too.
I was gonna say that was kind of generous.
Yeah,
I was expecting like maybe 10 or 15.
Like realistically, maybe 10,000 or 15. But let's be generous here, maybe 50,000. I do not count myself among that. I count myself among casual because I am not grinding out ranked in GG Strive. I do dabble a bit, but I'm not bothered by my rank. The moment I'm bothered by my rank, I consider myself competitive. But yeah, like see the big the big discrepancy between the two groups. And that is one of the reasons why a lot of people move from WoW to FF14, other than the fact that a lot of stuff happening to the brand, the company. But as for the game itself, literally, it only panders to the smallest percent, which is really sad. Meanwhile, you go to FF14, one of the biggest things that WoW players have been asking, can we have guild housing, please? Guild actual effing housing. And FF14 is like, here, have your own house or a free company house. Go ahead, take your bet.
No, stop, please. I'm getting actual PTSD because I want you to know.
Housing savage?
I have a personal. Yeah, I have a personal and I have a free company house.
Nice, I do.
And let me tell you, okay, last year when I got really into 14, pretty much every night when my EU friend would get off, I would sit and click at a house non-stop for 15 hours every day.
Goodbye.
And it took me 4 months! 4 months! And I just want to add that we had multiple people clicking on a fucking sign. Like, it got so bad to the point where near the end we were like, yo, what if let's do an interesting experiment. Are we gonna get an FC house first? Or are we gonna watch the entirety of Bleach? And I want to add, we watched 76 episodes before we finally got lucky.
Oh my god.
Bro.
Ouch.
Housing savage breaks a man. It breaks you, dude. I swear to God. Oh my god.
I can definitely hear it from your tone that you are definitely one very broken casino lord right now.
Oh, it was so bad to the point where we would take shifts and like the times that I would sleep, I would have my ringer on my phone. So like, you know, I'd be woken up, be like, oh, by the way, the house sold, don't worry about it. Like shit like that. It was just, oh my god.
I totally understand you. But like, yeah, Endwalker. Oh yeah, go ahead, sorry. I didn't want to stop you there.
I was saying, every time I heard the little Moogle sound, because we would use the companion app, I'd wake up tilted. I'm like, no, please, make it fucking stop. Alright, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I feel you. But yeah, like, Endwalker, they are literally adding Animal Crossing to the game. Now, I did watch the interviews from the media tour, and Yoshi P could only reveal like a limited amount, but basically he said like, you'll have your own house, you can breed animals on your little island. It's literally just casual content, and I'm just like, take notes, wow. Look, like, some people just want to chill in a game and socialize with others, okay? Some people just want to respectfully appreciate cat girls and cat boys and bunny girls.
No, cat boys are going extinct. You can't change my mind, dude. They're going extinct
because of the male Vieras.
Yeah.
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 And I don't know, as my friend likes to call it too, femros are in danger because of Frothgars being a thing. Female Frothgars. I'm just like, oh no, you are right. And as someone who is a very chronic Fantasia addict, I am really looking forward to the model of female Hrothgars. I want to see what it looks like. I really am interested in knowing what it looks like. And I mean, it's a joke in my free company. Whenever a new patch is out, whenever a new expansion is out, they're like, Yoko, thanks for funding it with your Fantasia money. I'm like, fuck you guys.
How much money have you spent on Fantasias? What?
I know how much I have spent and I don't want to talk about it. It's the one thing I will take with me to the grave. I'll just say that much.
I mean, if it makes you feel better, I spent like $2,000 to $3,000 on League of Legends, so, you know, it can't be that much, right? A Fantasia's only $10, dude!
Yeah,
what?
But I'm a very picky Fantasia. When I Fantasia and my character name doesn't match the race, I name change as well. Yeah. So there you go.
What?
Yeah. So yeah, for example, if I have a very Mikote name and I change to say Aura I give a little leeway, but let's say maybe Viera, for example. Yeah, I try to make my name very lore accurate.
Oh, holy shit.
Yeah, exactly. I'm very nitpicky. I'm very, very nitpicky. And the thing is, I have gotten to the point where I can just look at a character, I can tell which face they are using, which eye shape they are using, which nose shape they're using, which mouth shape they are using, and generally what height they are. Just by looking at their character. I just use my own metrics. Like, whenever I make a character, they are always max height. So when I compare my height to other characters, I'm like, oh, you're probably around height 90, and oh, that's Mikote phase 3 because of the tattoos on the shape. Oh, that's totally eye shape number 3 for Mikote's. Yeah, I know that.
Why do you remember this? Why do you remember this?
Because I've spent enough time in character creation, okay?
Just forget, bro. Just let it go.
I can't let go. I need my characters looking in a very specific way. I just can't. I absolutely can't. Like, the thing is, I have my own beef with the races. I mean, like, Yoko, why don't you just stay as an aura? Do you know the problem with aura? The head, the shape of the head is weird when interacting with non-aura hairstyles. That's why some hairstyles look really weird on an aura. And then I look at Mikote, I'm like, but Mikotes are practically flawless, but they don't have the cool factor of scales that an aura has! And, okay, then why don't you go Viera? Like, don't you think I would stay Viera if they had more hairstyles? Like, okay, then
I love how the no hats mentioned, dude.
The no hats and the no hairstyles. Yoshi P did say though that they are working on it, that the dev team is, and see, this is one thing I like about Yoshi P. He is okay with revealing this and being open. Like, they know that it is there's big demand and they're working on it. They're just asking us to be more patient, but yeah, okay. I'll give them time. I trust Yoshi P.
I'll be literally ancient. I'll be sand by the time that drops, just because of how hard it is to literally add anything to 14.
Well, not just that, but of course, COVID.
Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah, okay.
That too.
Alright, next question before I sink myself any deeper into 714 discussion. What are your thoughts on video games being built up with pro play competitive scene in mind from the ground up?
Hey, that's pretty good! That's pretty good, dude, if it's marketed properly, and it's a banger game that's fun to play competitively. Good on you, dude. That's good. Like, if it's meant to be competitive and all this other stuff, and it's that's pretty good. I have no qualms with it, you know?
Yeah,
if it's that for that audience,
I'm on the same page. Like, I think nowadays, especially because back then you could get away with not marketing a game for what it is. Like, you're just marketing it as a really good game. That's totally fine. Years back. But I think now, especially because of how the gaming landscape has changed and how gamers in general have changed. And let's also add to the fact that being nerds and being gamers is now actually cool. A couple of decades back, you're like, yeah, nerd, oh, you play video games. Nowadays, like, people who have bullied me before, yo, Yoko, what's a really good game to play? Back then, you wouldn't give me the time of day because I played Pokemon on the way to school. F off. I'm just kidding. Here's a good video game I'd recommend.
Oh, you're too nice, dude. When I was fucking made fun of, man, if anyone literally asked me, hey, I see you're into like anime and you play video games and stuff. Oh, you got any recommendation? I'd be like, oh, shut the fuck up, Norman. Get the fuck away from me.
Well, for me, it's more like, well, if this is my one way of supporting whoever makes video games and anime, I'd recommend it to whoever asks me.
What if they pirate it though? What if they pirate it?
Then that's a big yikes for me. But that also depends on the extent of how my experience with them in the past was. If I had major beef with them before and it didn't resolve well, yeah, I just scene zoned them, if anything. But yeah,
see ya, normie.
But in terms of this question, yeah, I totally agree. Like, if you have nowadays, you really have to market your game if it's casual or competitive, or has a mode for both. I mean, Smash 4 did have that really funny online play where you had for glory and for fun, literally. And I'm just like, that's a funny way to say casual versus competitive, but okay. I mean, that again, as much as we love shitting on Smash, I have to give credit where credit is due, alright? I have to give credit where credit is due. Identity crisis. But if anything, just to put this out, Sakurai deserves a break. He should not work on video games, or at least on Smash, for a long period of time. He should take a break, please.
Didn't he technically retire from Smash with Sora being the last
he did.
person though?
That's why I really want him to stick with it. I want him to stick with it this time. I don't want him to like, nope, never mind, I'm going back. No, don't go back. Take a break, please.
It is Smash Ultimate, dude, and I feel like that's like the best way to end
his love letter.
Especially with Sora.
I consider Smash Ultimate a love letter from Sakurai because, again, he did not have to give us every character that was in the game. But because he attached, like, Smash Ultimate, it has to be the ultimate experience. And the key identity for ultimate experience is having every character in the franchise in it. So I'm just like, that must have taken a lot of work, a lot of hard work. I appreciate it, but Sakurai, good lord, you may look very young at like 50 plus, but Jesus Christ, please take a break, take a vacation.
You know what you should do? Yoko, I literally did this recently when they announced Sora, being pretty much the last character technically in Smash Ultimate. Is I went back and I rewatched every Smash promo from like back in the 64 days up until now with all the major releases and stuff, and I'm gonna be honest, I cried. I actually cried. I was getting really emotional because it made me realize just how much Smash has changed, along with like just how crazy. Like, I remember when Brawl came out and like, oh yeah, by the way, Snake and Sonic are in Smash, and you're just like, bro, what? How? That's impossible. And then every time it was literally our expectations just going higher and higher and higher up.
I
it's insane.
Agree.
I teared up. Yeah, I teared up. I was like, oh my god, I'm old.
When Sakurai said, I'd like to thank you for blah blah blah. No, shut up, you SOP. Thank you. Thank you for all the memories. I'm like, no, you shut up. You don't thank us. We're the ones thanking you. You bow to no one, Sakurai. We bow to you.
Yeah,
Good
seriously,
Lord.
the fact this man was so addicted to work that he would literally
He got
even
sick
be in the
so many
hospital
times
bed.
during dev cycles
Yeah.
of previous titles, but he's like, nope, I gotta release it. I'm just like, Jesus Christ.
Let me just work in my hospital bed real quick. It's like, oh my fucking god, stop.
I mean, Soken did the same thing when he had freaking cancer, dude. That's...
God.
Yeah, when he composed To the Edge in FF14, and we found out that, wait, he had cancer and he composes in the hospital? What?
Bro.
Like, when I listen, every time I listen to the song nowadays, I'm like, shit, the gravity of the song, the weight is a lot heavier than it was before. Damn.
Yeah. I
Alright,
agree.
third question. Okay, there's only 3 more questions to go. There seems to be tension between the casual competitive player base of the game. For example, GG Strive, Smash, and to some extent, R6 Siege. Let's sort of... We did explain snippets of this a while ago, but let's try to go a bit more in-depth. Okay.
Okay.
So when it comes to GG Strive, it's literally the... I hate using this term because it's kind of derogatory, but it is what it is. The elitists who hate the fact that the game has been quote-unquote simplified. Here's the thing. The directors are the ones that make the game, the producers, and literally, they did tell everyone, we are taking the game to a new direction.
Right.
Like, that should end any argument you have with that. Because they're being open with, like, again, we are taking this game to a new direction. Guilty Gear is gonna feel different in Strive. So, like, if you love the game, if you love the title, you will take the game with it, like, all the good stuff and the flaws. As I played Accent Core and Xrd, I will definitely tell you that the complexity between those titles and Strive is night and day. Like, I used to have an aneurysm just trying to practice the most basic stuff in Xrd and Accent Core. But in Strive,
Yep.
it's a lot easier to learn, but stuff to master still takes complex stuff to do. I will say that much. So it's not like GG Strive doesn't have anything for the perfectionists, but I think they're just bugged out that, ugh, why are the casuals getting into Strive? Dude, be thankful that the casuals are getting into Strive.
I say, so this is what I like to say it. It's more of the floor is smooth, but the high ceiling cap is still there.
Yeah,
I
the
guess
ceiling cap is
a good way to
definitely
word it.
still there, but the ceiling is no longer as low as it used to be. You can still be really good even though you know nothing but the basics. Like, honestly, and that's a good thing in my opinion. Okay, next is R6 Siege. Okay. Here's the thing. This is something I encountered even in Unranked. There are some people that really don't know how to use reinforcements, but it's not like it's the end of the day when they don't know how to use it. And what I mean by don't know how to use it, look, the game gives you 10 reinforcements. It doesn't mean you have to use all 10. Okay? And come on, like, not everyone watches the R6 Invitationals like it's a Bible, okay? Some people just play the way they play and they have their own strats, okay? They have their own preferences. Some people even just use, like, what? 2 reinforcements just so that they take the easiest way in out of the question. But, like, in between other spots, no, they just leave it wide open just so they have, like, more lines of sight. And that's a strat that can work. But, like, just because you have 10 doesn't mean you have to use all 10, okay? So I don't want your opinion of, why aren't you using all of your reinforcements? Oh my god, they're using it wrong. They're not using all 10. Oh my god. Why is that wall open?
This sounds familiar.
Why is that wall open? So open. They're gonna... Shut up, look. You're not the one playing right now, okay? If you're the one playing, you can complain to your teammates for not following what you guys agreed from the start. But in my opinion, every team out there, both casual and competitive, have their own way of playing. Let them play the way they want to. They want to play they want to make their objective a hot box. Basically, it's potentially a castle or a coffin. Go ahead, let them. Like, they're not gonna roam. They're just going to defend it like it's the last stand or something. Go ahead, let them do it. Others would play it like I mentioned earlier. They'll just use like 2 or 4 reinforcements, and then they'll just play around the site with lots of lines of sight. Like, you guys enter, we'll see where you're coming from. Good luck. Let them play the way they want. Jesus effing Christ, please. And for, again, my favorite punching bag, that is Smash Melee. Jesus Christ. At the end of the day, Smash was made with the casual scene in mind. Okay? People just wanna brawl out with Nintendo characters. It's funny watching Mario just grab Pikachu by the legs and toss Pikachu off the stage. It's hilarious, okay? We're not gonna discuss the complex mechanics and the physics of how Mario can grab Pikachu's tiny little feet and then toss Pikachu off the stage. No, we're not gonna discuss that. We're not even going to just, yo, how many frames was that wave dash? Yo, how many what's the block value on my shield? How do I... Mart's grab range! No, we're just here to have fun, okay? You wanna play the game competitively? Fine, find someone else that wants to play it the same way you do. Don't impose everyone to play the same way that you do. That's just rude.
The reason why net play was a thing.
That is just rude, in my opinion. In my opinion, honestly, that's just rude. Because, in my opinion, when it comes to video games, there's no objective wrong way to play it. In my opinion. Like, people will definitely hate me for this, but like, what? You're saying that you play Dark Souls with the magic spells? I mean, it's in the game. What? It's in the game. So, basically, I can if I wanted to, but you're cheesing enemies from afar. Fire spell go burr, but seriously, it's in the game. Why wouldn't I try to use it? But you're not challenging. You didn't improve. You didn't cheat the game. You cheated yourself. Bruh, it's in the game.
It's just people gatekeeping. I actually have something to bring up regarding Dark Souls, because I used to play Dark Souls 3 on my streams actually, and I don't know. Have you ever? So you beat Dark Souls, right?
Yeah, I have.
So there's this optional area. So this is before I played the game. So, well, I was blind. Streaming this, I was completely blind. We went to this dragon area of the game, which was optional. Yeah, so me and my friends, we were playing co-op. And they had this rule where they couldn't wear armor, couldn't use magic, stuff like that, right? Like, they had a hard handicap because they've already played the game before. And I didn't have it because I was blind. Yeah, well, when we encountered a hacker, and that hacker bricked our saves, because we were almost done with the game. We only had to do the final area of the game, and we were done. We were just doing the side content. And pretty much, this hacker, when they bricked our save, we had to make a brand new character. And this absolute Chad in my chat was like, oh, what items do you have? I farmed all these legitimately, and let's have you, catch up to where you guys were at. And this hacker, there's another hacker who was watching my stream, got really pissed off. And the moment this dude gave us our items, he fucking bricked our saves again. And literally said, play the game as it was intended. And I was just laughing so hard because it actually took me to the credits. And I'm like, you know what? I beat the game, dude. I technically beat the game because you hackers were actually gatekeeping, how we were playing the game. Like, I already did all of this shit, right? And this dude just wanted us to catch back up because our saves got bricked. And we, it was so pretty much my friends didn't care that much. They said I got robbed of actually, seeing the ending of the game and all that other stuff. But, yeah, no. There's just people gatekeeping in every video game, it fucking feels like nowadays. Anything with remote sweat, people
It's really
gatekeep.
annoying, yeah. It's really annoying. Like, honestly, like, even stealth games, I'm like, you want to go loud on a stealth game? Go ahead. I want to see how that plays out. I want to watch this chaotic, like, Ghost plays Hitman. Oh no. he has the briefcase with the rifle inside. Oh no, oh no. And honestly, it's one of the most fun shit I've ever seen. I love it when people don't play games the way they're supposed to play it. It's hilarious AF. And then you have the gatekeepers. It's a stealth game. Why are you not playing like a silent assassin? Why does the game give me assault rifles with no suppressors? Why are there sniper rifles with no suppressors? You tell me that if it's a stealth game. Come on. I'm just saying, if there are signs in the game where you can play it whatever way you want to, then you should be able to play the way you want to. I mean, if the only way gatekeepers in Dark Souls can justify, oh, why are you using magic spells, you fucking coward? Well, if there weren't any magic spells, then obviously you can't play with magic spells, 5-head. I can't use magic spells if they don't exist, right, 5-head? But it exists, so I can use it if I want to. It's very interesting when people play games how they're not intended. Absolutely, totally. It's really hilarious. I mean, imagine, again, like, the most common thing is playing non-stealth in a stealth game. That is hilarious as hell.
I think just playing anything that's not meta is fun as hell as well.
Yeah, totally. But yeah, like, again, if the game allows it, it should be allowed to. You have no defense for your gatekeeping antics if the game allows it. Why are you binding, like, I've seen people do this. Why are you binding your rage to a hotkey? The game allows it though. In the mapping, I can map my super on R1, which makes it a lot easier for me to execute, and so I don't accidentally, you know, input it in the middle of my combo. And, you know, because I just can't get the timing right. Okay, I'm not a pro player. I can't Korean backdash. But other players can, and it's not the true way. It's in the controller mappings, though. It's in the controller mappings. It's banned in tournaments. Wrong. That's straight up bullshit. You know, sorry, but it's not banned in tournaments. The only thing banned in tournaments are literally controller mappings that are not built in the game. What is... And can I bind my rage art to just one button with the in-game controller mapping? Yes, I can. So it's legal. It's legal. And even people in Guilty Gear, why are you binding your Roman cancel and your burst to one button? The game allows it, you fucktard. You think if I didn't have the choice, I wouldn't do it? You honestly think I have that low an integrity to hack the game with a keyboard macro so I can Roman cancel when the game doesn't allow me to with one button? If the game allows it, I'm gonna do it.
Point of view, you're in the Nile River. Yoko, you choose to actually cross the Nile River in a boat.
Oh, yeah.
Point of view, the other person chooses to swim in it when it's croc-infested waters, dude.
like, I mean, boats exist, buddy. But yeah, I got through the Nile River with only one limb missing. I got through with it with all of my limbs, buddy, and I'm not dying here because of gangrene, so okay. More power to you. Oh wait, you're dead. Here lies idiot. Press F to pay respects. Oh wait, he only has his left hand, so he can only press it with that finger. Okay, right. Oh, moving on. Seriously. All right, penultimate question. Only 2 more questions left. So, do you think VTubers can have their own tournament competitive scene as big as conventional gaming tournaments like EVO, Tekken World Tour, R6, and CS:GO majors, LoL Worlds, etc.? And just to clarify,
do you want me to be a realist?
Yeah, go ahead. I want nothing but your honest answers.
No.
Okay, why?
No, just because of most tournaments, you know, that are pretty big, they're done in LAN. So like, it would also VTubers, because we're all, you know, from different parts of the world, they would not only have to pay to fly over there, but like VTubers, I hate to say, even though this is technically a very saturated market, there is still more people that are IRL streamers than VTubers. So we're already going through a small perspective.
We are
now,
as
how
niche
many
as niche
VTubers have you
gets.
seen? Yeah, how many VTubers do you see actually, being in a high pro level?
I
Like,
mean,
I don't want to completely rule it out.
yeah.
In the future, maybe, but as of now,
As of now, we can't say, so to speak. But like, we've seen. Sorry, somebody redeemed. Yoriichi redeemed the J. Jonah Jameson laughter from Spider-Man. I love that so much.
no. Okay.
You serious? Yeah, we are serious. Yeah. Because honestly, it's too early to say. But right now, no. No.
Yeah, no.
No, not right now.
Maybe in the future.
In the future, maybe. Because, again, a lot of people... Who would watch people playing video games when you could play video games yourself? Decades later. Have you seen how much streamers make? At least the big ones, even not the so small ones, they make a fair amount of money. So, yeah. It is quite the lucrative... it is a lucrative experience if you have the patience for it and the passion for it. Go ahead, do it. But like if there's something interesting I've noticed, some esports teams have signed up straight up VTubers. It's kind of weird, but it's very interesting. And my favorite example is C9's Vienna, was it?
Oh yeah, Vienna, yeah.
C9's Vienna. I'm just like, wait, C9 actual VTuber. This is
Well, to be
awesome.
fair, with Vienna, she was already a streamer, before she became a VTuber. Like, she was already a Twitch partner.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people know that, but she was. And she was actually very high elo AD carry player. That was like from like masters and stuff. When she decided to be a VTuber, when she decided to be a VTuber, one of her, I'm pretty sure it was like, this is speculation on my end, but I'm pretty sure because, so in high elo league, I'm gonna be honest, you see people all the time back and forth. You're gonna make friends with them at some point because it's such a small percentage of people in that high elo. So I'm pretty sure what happened, someone from Cloud9 caught wind and made her an offer like, hey, do you want to be, I heard you're gonna be a VTuber, so you want to try being signed on with us? Cloud9, the ultimate fucking memers in the league community. And she was like, oh hell yeah, dude, that sounds great.
I mean,
and I'm pretty sure that's how it all started.
I mean, I can totally imagine Sneaky's cosplay being VTuber outfits. I don't know why Sneaky hasn't done it yet. Like, at the off chance, Sneaky, if you're watching this, I love your cosplays. Make a VTuber avatar. People would sip so hard and pay a lot. Honestly, just freaking do it.
I mean, as someone who like followed Sneaky before he did those cosplays, I was really shocked when he actually started doing them. I was like,
pretty good. I gotta
shit.
say, they're pretty good.
Why does Sneaky look more feminine than me? What the fuck?
A lot of my friends who are cosplayers and are like female cosplayers do say that a lot. God, Sneaky's female cosplays are really good. How does he nail the boob line and the thigh line much better than I do? I'm like, bro, I have no clue how he does it. But I'm pretty sure, I'm not sure if it's his girlfriend or his friend, but like she does the makeup and the whatnot really well. I think so.
Yeah, they're dating.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm not sure if they ever got engaged, but they've been dating for a while. But yeah, no. She does a really good job.
Well, they don't need to rush for that. Take your time when it comes to relationships and romance, people. Take your time. Take your time. Okay. Last question. So, how do you think the industry should perceive the whole casual versus competitive player base in video games?
Pick a direction and stick with it.
Pick a direction and stick with it. Right. Adding into that, respect both. Respect both.
Yep.
Please, respect both. I would say that I can agree why industries like to pander more to the competitive because it's very lucrative. Like esports is very lucrative, no joke. It is very, very lucrative. But do not treat like the casual scene does not exist. Because do not forget your roots. Casual video games were practically seen as forms of entertainment or even toys in the past. There was no such thing as hardcore gaming in the past. It was not a thing. The games were really literally being played just for fun. Like, it took years for the whole concept of Nuzlocke Pokemon to be a thing. Back in the day, people were just happy with trading Pokemon, comparing Pokemon, and whatnot. I'm just like, yeah, you don't have to... Like, I get it that video games have changed, but don't forget the roots of video games. Video games are supposed to be one thing, fun. And I get the whole meme, like, yeah, if there's casual foreplay, does it mean there's competitive foreplay? Okay, that's going a bit far, but basically, like, casual and competitive, respect both. Both exist. You'd be a fool to think that competitive doesn't exist. No, you're a fool. But you're also a bigger fool into assuming that every gamer out there is competitive. No. Whenever I see advertisements for video games and they're like, oh my god, this is so hardcore. Do these companies really think every gamer out there is trying to be Shroud in an FPS game? Are they being serious? No! Not everyone who plays FPS games wants to be like Shroud or Bolo, okay? Some people just want to try and click heads or pew pew because it's fun, okay? Come on!
I mean, how I see it, it's like, I like to dub this era as like the language of video games, I guess, because it's like, there's the language of casual and then there's the language of competitive. And if you don't like that analogy, treat casual as like the normal fruits, so like apples, oranges, bananas, you know, fruit, a lot of fruit that a lot of people are familiar with. And then you got the spicy stuff, you know, like dragon fruit,
I like that food metaphor.
Fruit. Yeah.
Yeah, like
it's very different.
Two Easy Boys says both have their place at the end of the day. Yeah, absolutely, they do have their place. But like, to continue on with that food metaphor, I'll just compare two things, okay? When it comes to food, look, you have your home cooked food, which is very satisfying on its own, and there's just something cathartic about cooking your own food and whatnot. Then you have the high quality, high class food that's like, what, a $60, $100 cheeseburger. They exist. But here's the thing. If we're gonna compare casual and competitive, there's something good for both. Like, you have the very grassroots culture of cuisine where it's really just about, you know, improving your skills, making your own food, expressing yourself in the food that you make, sharing it with your friends, you know. Something very human about cooking food at home, or even just eating food with friends in a very affordable, cheap restaurant. There's something very human about it. Now, for the high-class restaurant, it's a celebration of, like, exemplary, like, innovation of what a culinarian can do. Like, amazing plating, amazing ways to cook food, like, unthought combinations of, like, yeah, we've seen combinations of ingredients we've never thought that, whoa, it's really possible to mix this spice with that kind of fruit. The heck? And then when you try it out for the first time, you're like, whoa, this just blew my mind. It's kind of like how competitive gaming is. They play in a certain way that you'd think only the gods themselves are able to conceptualize it, and when you see it, it blows your mind. But if we're going to treat like only one exclusively exists, imagine a world where no high-class restaurant exists. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's bad, but it's kind of like a waste as well, because like humans are very capable of doing something very out of this world. There's just something about you may never touch high class cuisine, but the fact that it exists, there's just something very amazing about it. And when it comes to like, imagine a world where only high class cuisine exists, people will literally...
It's not really high class anymore.
Yeah, it's not really high class anymore because, again, to take a famous quote from a movie that was way ahead of its time, Incredibles. If everyone is super, no one is. Once every food is high class, then there really is no such thing as high class food. And worst of all, realistically speaking, not everyone can afford high class. So in a sense, in the gaming landscape, if every game was a competitive game, you'd be bleeding out of gamers. Not every gamer wants to be competitive. And again, if we're taking like actual data that we have, again, Meeri's estimate on the population of World of Warcraft raiders, and thank you for the follow. Again, it's very generous, but it's quite accurate. 7 to 5% of the player base of WoW actually does the raids and the mythic dungeons. So imagine if WoW only had those players, they'd be losing money. MMORPG games are not cheap to maintain or develop. It's a huge money and time sink. You have teams working on many aspects of the game and trying to deliver it in the highest quality that you can. You need teams, you need budget, you need labor costs and whatnot and all that. If you have only a small return on investment, you are screwed. And that's kind of the problem, in my opinion, that WoW is going through right now. A lot of people are just moving to other MMOs that are either cheaper or they're pandering to their needs or their wants, so to speak.
I think I'm more salt that WoW got so much love when Overwatch was a thing that like seeing WoW perish, it's refreshing, but at the same time it's like, wow, dude. Wow. You could have literally used all that budget to have constantly changing patch notes in Overwatch. Like, holy shit.
Well, I mean, that's the curse when you have a moneymaker. Like, do you know what's more realistic? Overwatch 2 will come out before Warcraft 4 is a thing.
Overwatch 2 doesn't exist, and I hope no one buys it.
But yeah, honestly, like, realistically speaking, if speaking from a business standpoint, why would you make Warcraft 4 when World of Warcraft does the same job and generates more money?
No.
It's disgusting to think about, but knowing the practices of ActiBliss, I'm pretty sure that's the reasoning. Why would we...
I'm just sad RTS games aren't fucking here anymore.
I know it's sad. I've had so much fun before with classic StarCraft and Warcraft and even Battle Realms. I like the idea of male guy enters bathhouse, goes out as a geisha. What? What? How is that possible? You know what? I'm not gonna question it. I'm just like, you know what? It's interesting. Suspension of disbelief aside, that was hilarious as hell. Goes inside bathhouse as a guy, exits out as a geisha. Okay. Awesome. Cool. But yeah, like, literally, like, come on. I mean, the one reason why people did play Warcraft 3 and Frozen Throne, other than a really fun RTS, the story was very compelling. The characters were very well written and whatnot. So when you have these characters existing in World of Warcraft, which has constant updates, why would you release Warcraft 4, which is a single player experience, and basically, instead of getting, I don't know, again, this is from a business standpoint, instead of getting $10 to $15 per month, instead of getting, $60 for a AAA game once, why not keep charging them $10 to $15 per month for God knows how long they'll play the game? That is exactly the path they're going with. And you might tell me, doesn't Final Fantasy do the same thing? No! They're still making Final Fantasy games, even though FF14 is the most lucrative title in the franchise. Excuse me. Don't lump FF14 with WoW.
You can argue the same with FF11 too, actually. They technically didn't they say that they were making something new for 11 as well recently?
I'm not entirely sure. I'm just surprised it's still getting updates.
Yeah.
But yeah, generally, like, again, this is the sad part, because again, when it really comes to video games, like, all I ask from companies are two things, other than one, please make a good video game. Two, please respect your player base. And note, I said player base. I didn't specify casual or competitive player base because I'm talking to them as a whole. You don't take both separately. They both exist at the same time. If you treat like both exist separately and design your game in such a way that it almost alienates both, it can work if done properly, but generally, like, it would work in your favor if you could appeal to both. And I'm talking about like releasing games that have competitive in mind compared to casual in mind. It's very difficult to appeal to both at the get-go, but honestly, don't develop games as if both don't exist. It's just very disrespectful in my opinion.
I mean, I think that stems back to the whole like identity crisis thing. Like the game doesn't know what it wants to be.
Yep.
And I feel like that's just that you can't, most of the time you just can't do both. It's not possible. It's just not. You're just being greedy at this point, man. Being so greedy.
Well, me, I like to be more optimistic. It is insanely difficult to do both. It is insanely difficult. Like, again, I'll give some examples. If I told someone that Valorant can be played by casuals, I would probably laugh my ass off and say, I'm joking, dude. No, you have to sweat when you play Valorant. There's no other way to play it than be sweaty. I can confidently say now, at least now, GG Strive and Tekken 7 can be played by both. You can have so much fun just doing nothing but combos and very risky but flashy moves with that game. You'll still have fun, totally. Even in Strive as well, yeah. If you do nothing but the supers, when they do hit, it's really fun to watch. But again, those kinds of games are very few and far between, so honestly, you should design it with only one in mind, but also to take note that those that consume it can belong to both. It's just something that they should recognize at least. They don't have to actively do anything about it, but it's just something I want companies to recognize. That both communities exist, and both communities can exist as a whole. And I think, again, I'm not putting R6 Siege as a pedestal as a good example, but the fact that there is ranked, unranked, and quick play, that's a very good approach. It's not the best, but it is a decent approach. It is a very decent approach.
It's an attempt.
It is an attempt. I'd like to see more video game companies try this in their games. But again, it also comes to the design. That's why from the ground up, it's not something you can just change on the go, because I'm sorry, but Valorant's identity right now is really that of a competitive FPS. It cannot be anything less than that.
Well, that's kind of how it was advertised from the start.
It was advertised from the start
because of League.
Yeah, even that's why I consider unrated Valorant kind of like a joke. Like, okay, like you're gonna experience exactly what you experience in ranked, but with less stuff at stake. But you're gonna experience the sweat lords, the toxic players, the same exact stuff that you do in ranked with less stakes. But it's the same exact experience. But I can confidently say that quick play R6 compared to ranked and unranked R6 is at least a bit more distinct. You have people doing recruit rushes or unga bunga rushes, like, oh, okay. You have people you have defenders who literally lock themselves in the objective. I'm just like, you do know that with a properly synchronized attack, we'll plow through your defense, right? But okay. But again, like, it's very distinct. But in games where you have a very casual mode and competitive mode, and it's not that distinct, yeah, you were better off pandering to just one instead of both. Again, it's a very complex tightrope. But moving forward, if we want less drama, less... Again, God, I hate the fact that both of us keep putting Smash on the spotlight. If we want less Smash-related incidents to happen, moving forward, you really have to be very careful when developing video games for a certain type of community, or perhaps even both. It's a very complex thing. That's why, in my opinion, what Meeri and I have shared here, these are just our honest opinions. These aren't like groundbreaking solutions that if you do it, it will work. No, these are just ideas that we think can work. Because at the end of the day, we are just very passionate and very experienced in these areas. And these are just things that we've had to dealt with over the years. But again, these games are in the hands of the developers, and to be honest, all we can do is trust in their decision. And yeah.
You can see it be successful like League or completely crumble like Overwatch.
Yeah, and also like it's also a word of kind of like a plead to the community from Meeri and I. Like, try to please respect every aspect and every member of your community, and of course respect the video games that the developers give you. Wow, I feel like I actually tailor fitted that to Smash players.
Yoko, listen,
I try not to though.
Listen, what do you mean I can't cry about the fact that Sora made it into Smash and not Waluigi? God! Nintendo doesn't understand their fan base at all, even though Sora won the fighter's ballot. God, I'm so mad.
I mean, like, to be honest though, like that whole I'm putting this as a bonus. This wasn't included. This wasn't supposed to be included, but because I'm pretty sure people would have asked this either way, I'm gonna include it. If people were to ask me, what's your whole thoughts on the Sora being added in Smash? Generally, I'm happy. Why? Because this is probably someone that Sakurai wanted to add, and he's finally in. Good to know. But there were other characters he could have added. I know, but every other person's gonna say the same thing. They add Waluigi, they could have added Goku. They added Goku. They could have added Dante. They added Dante. They could have added Sora. They added Sora. They could have added Doom Guy. And the list goes on.
They're never satisfied. Their thirst is never quenched.
No, never. Because honestly, that is a curse. That is the blessing and curse of Smash. The way those that appreciate the game see it is that anyone can get in it. The way that the toxic community sees it, everyone should get in it. No, it's not feasible in any universe. You can't fit every video game character in existence in Smash. There's just way too many. You cannot put Kratos, Nathan Drake, Jin Sakai from Ghost of Tsushima, Joel from Last of Us in Smash. You cannot also put Marcus Phoenix, Master Chief, freaking...
I want Lloyd Irving.
No, you can't put everyone in Smash. Anyone can be, but it doesn't mean everyone should be, okay? It's just not feasible. It is realistically, it is possible, but it's just not feasible. There's a big difference. Because theoretically, I can put every video game character in Smash if technology allowed it. But behind the scenes, adding a character is not as simple as it seems. And again,
you can put any character in Smash. They have a Mii system.
Yeah, and you see a lot of... I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate from this, but again, it's just an opinion. But they add just about every character in Fortnite. I'm like, I don't see them as characters, I see them as costumes. There's a big difference, okay? When Sora was added in Smash, you have Sora's stage, Sora's movesets, Sora's like color palettes and whatnot, the music, etc., etc. When you add Kratos in Fortnite and his Leviathan axe, I'm like, okay, but does the Leviathan axe actually do what the Leviathan axe does in God of War? No, that would be OP. Okay, but how about other God of War related content? Like, is there God of War assets in the game or weapons that look like it? No, then it's just a Halloween costume. I don't mean to shit on it. I'm glad that you guys can enjoy Kratos and whatnot, but it's not a collab. Don't call it a collab. It's not.
Fortnite though.
It's practically a Halloween costume.
Yoko, do people still play Fortnite?
I'm pretty sure people still play Fortnite.
What?
I mean, Fortnite is geared toward everyone, and I literally mean everyone, like from age 1 to 100. As long as you have a console of some sort, be it a controller, a mouse, keyboard, a hitbox, doesn't matter. If someone out there is playing Fortnite, they can be 90 years old or 6 years old, doesn't matter. They are playing Fortnite. And I have no...
you can say the same for like any game though.
Yeah.
Like, ugh, Fortnite in general.
But
I mean,
if you compare the player base of the player diversity in Fortnite compared to other games, it's just immense. Like the age.
Oh yeah, what about Minecraft?
Well, okay, the variety there is definitely big, but the scale of how many people actually play it, Fortnite is still way up there. It's just much more accessible. It's on every console and it's free. It's free. It's free. Let me repeat that. It's free with microtransactions, but it's still free.
Listen,
Minecraft isn't free.
You know what's also free? The
My
critically
opinion.
acclaimed MMO
There you go.
RPG Final Fantasy 14, where you can play up to Heaven's Ward.
With no time restrictions. Yes, absolutely. That's spiel. I have that spiel memorized. I'm surprised you even forgot the word award-winning. You forgot that word. You forgot that.
Shit. I mean...
Would have been perfect. Would have been perfect. But I'll give you a 9.5 out of 10 for that. It's okay.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
It's okay.
Very generous.
Yes, it's okay. You forgot award-winning, but at least you include the important parts. You said that it's a critically acclaimed MMO, free trial, includes the expansion Heavensward, level 60 with no time restrictions. Yep, that's the core. But word for word, you just lacked that one phrase, but that's totally fine. I'll give that a pass. It's totally okay. You are still a true FF14 player.
Thank you.
Okay. And that is it. Oh my goodness. That 2 hours and 40 minutes went by pretty fast. Oh my goodness.
Oh my god. Hope you had a good time, Yoko, because I had a good time.
I had a great time. I learned a lot. I had so much fun talking about this with you. Thank you so much, Meeri. And of course...
Oh, thank you for inviting me, man.
Okay, Foxtrots, for those who haven't followed or checked out Meeri, I gave Meeri a shout out on the chat. Please do check out her channel and give her a follow. They are really fun to watch. And they play a variety of video games.
What's with the long pause?
No, I was
just the long pause, Yoko?
I was just catching my breath. I was catching my breath. They are really fun to watch, and they play a lot of games, not just FPS games, but again, a variety of games. So, yeah.
I play everything.
Yes.
I play everything.
Play. Is it a game? Sign me up. Sign me up. Is it a game? Sign me up. Totally. Yep. Okay. Okay, that's enough red carpet for me. I'm giving the red carpet to you, Meeri. If there are any shoutouts or any promotions you want to do, please. The floor is yours.
Oh, promotions. Oh dear. Oh, my social anxiety's going up. You know what? Tomorrow, or I guess technically today for you, Yoko, I'll be doing a Phasmophobia collab with 48 Volt, Naomi Shi, and It Echo. Yeah, Volt had to be in it.
Volt mentioned this before, and yeah, Naomi debuted a couple of days back, right? Was it yesterday?
Yeah, she actually debated yesterday.
I want to catch this. I want to catch this. Totally want to catch this.
Her model's really cute.
Yeah, it
I
is.
It was really cute.
Even just the PNG when she dropped by Vault Streams a couple of times, like, whoa, that's a very cute model. And I got a snippet of the stream because I was streaming at the same time, so I couldn't. Unfortunately, I couldn't. But I'm gonna watch the VOD later on today. But yeah, their model did look really cute. It's really adorable, really well done. Okay, let's see. Let's see who is still streaming. Oh boy, our favorite boy Vault is streaming Breath of the Wild Relics of the Past. I want to watch him suffer some more, so we're gonna raid his ass.
Oh, sure, yeah.
We're gonna raid him.
Put me in, Chief.
All right.
No one snitch that we're raiding. Don't snitch. Snitches get stitches.
Alright, here is the raid message, Foxtrots. Again, I trust you guys not to spam that too much. But yeah, of course, once again, thank you so much for being my guest today, Meeri. It has been a genuine honor and a genuine pleasure having you over.
They're so humble, man. This is when you call me, wow, your knowledge in competitive games is absolute dog shit. Thanks for wasting my time, you absolute loser. This is when you tell me that everything I knew was a complete lie, and that I should go back to playing A Realm Reborn on a constant loop in Praetorium.
Prey is Bay. I don't know what you're talking about. Prey is Bay.
Well, again, thank you so much for having me, dude. I had a ton of fun. I didn't think that we'd get this talkative. Honestly, I thought it was gonna be a little more socially awkward. But
to be
yeah,
fair,
thank you so much for having me, man.
It's sort of how every talk has gone so far. Like even with those I'm quite familiar with, we just end up talking a lot. And I have like 2 more planned next month. So yeah, it's gonna be another month with 2 episodes instead of the usual just 1 per month. But yeah, I'm glad I was able to finally collab with you, even if it was just Shrine Talk. So yeah, I look forward to more.
Wait.
Yeah.
What? You could have hit me up literally any time for a collab, man.
Yeah,
for
but
real.
I want to think of it properly. Like I just don't want, hey, let's collab something. No, I want to have something in mind that I think would be really fun for both of us.
All right. Well, again, doors open. Feel free to hit me up whenever, man.
Yes, of course. But don't worry, Meeri. I know my place. I know that the house always wins.
What?
I know that the house always wins.
Sottomate. Whoa. Wait a minute.
Don't worry. I know the house always wins. Yan lang sasabihin ko, Meeri. Yan lang sasabihin ko. I know the house always wins. Alam ko yan, okay? Alam ko yan.
Okay.
Alright, I'm gonna start the raid. Gonna wait for you Foxtrots to accept, but I'm gonna go to the outro section. I will see you all on Vault stream and my next streams, and of course on Meeri's next streams. I'll see you all. Sayonara.